how do I start podcasts. I had a really cool tool that I used. It's like a poke. This is a poke. This is like a poke, and it helps me to get in, but it's really hard here when I'm in the neutral zone.
Try to get those plus frames.
How did I do this with Nightwing? Nightwing was so fun to poke with because he literally had a giant stick. Oh, I remembered my secret strat. It's just been a minute. Hey, let's record a podcast. It's the Warrior Shrine. You see how easy that is? We're already in here.
It's got a punch.
Okay, listen, I get it. It's not the most hype way to start a podcast in the world, but we're in it. We're here now.
I think it's hype. It's got some John Cena shit going on there.
Okay, no, you're totally full of shit. Thanks. Thanks. We got to the bottom of that real quick. Oh, man. John Cena. Listen, I don't know what episode we're on, and it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I don't know why people keep up with that shit. That's like every day going up to your wife, should you have one, and being like, listen, this is our 400th day together. I don't think that's a good strat. I don't think that's a good thing to do.
It sets a difficult precedent.
It's like, it's too much perspective. It's too much perspective. It's Spinal Tap. This is too much fucking perspective. Now I gotta go watch Spinal Tap. What are we talking about? We got some stuff to talk about right here at the beginning of the show. Before people shut it off, we're on Discord. Go over there. I don't know how. If you're not on the Discord already, I don't know how you get there. I'll ask Cyborg. He'll tell me. And I'll post that. I hope I post it somewhere convenient. Go there, asking questions. We got our own Discord channel now dedicated for the Warrior Shrine. It's sick. I said Warrior Shrine. Warrior Shrine. It's it's the sickest shit. Go to the Warrior Shrine channel, post questions, because we need content. We need your help. We need your help. Listen, honesty is a good thing. Temp, you heard Temp. Temp's here, obviously. How's it going, Temp? How are you?
Oh, doing good.
I don't like asking that because I just said honesty is important, and I do something as disingenuous as asking you how you are. I've been talking to him for like 40 minutes already.
We've been fucking talking for like almost an hour.
Don't worry about that. I didn't ask how you were. That didn't happen. I don't care. We're going to talk about... There's actually some cool stuff to talk about.
There's a lot. We could start with, from Street Fighter to Soul Calibur to the Atom to DBZ Fighters, if you're into that sort of thing.
The Atom. He keeps bringing up the Atom, and I keep not even thinking about it. But I guess that is news. That's a thing that's happened since the last episode, which is our Ninja Turtle episode. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to it, because it was lit as AF. It was a good one. But no turtles this time. I'm sorry. No turtles.
No turtles.
When are the turtles? I guess the turtles have to be next year now, right?
It's gotta be... Who's left? They revealed the Atom.
We gotta do...
just Sorceress and Hellboy, right?
Yeah. We gotta do...
No. Sorceress and Ninja Turtles, damn. Okay.
Yes, Ninja Turtles, and I've been calling her Enchantress. That's not her name, is it?
No, that's right. Enchantress is correct. I keep calling her Sorceress, and that's where I mess up.
Man. Whatever. Can someone give her a better name? Seriously. It's like fucking calling, Batman. Well, okay, they did. Alright, well, okay, I see how it works. I see the breakdown. No, it's like Cheetah. It's like having a fucking character in the game called Cheetah, and there's a character in the game. Is her name Cheetah?
Yep, Cheetah's right. Okay,
you see... Just come on, give her a better name. She's more than an enchantress. I can't say that word. Enchantress. Listen, it's like 1:40 in the morning.
Yeah, it is pretty late and early now.
What's her alter ego's name? Do you know?
No.
All right.
Let me find out.
No. That is not worth phoning a friend for.
June Moon, I found it, because I was looking up...
that's right. That's totally her name. I forgot about that. I always felt like it sounded like a weird beginning to a weird nursery rhyme, maybe, or some I don't know. That would actually maybe be cool.
Yeah, one of those names by themselves would be functional, but together it's a little weird. I'm kind of glad it's Enchantress. I didn't want them to waste a good character on Pack 3. That's kind of a relief in a way. So... I think I kind of struggled on this. I'm glad, no one I care about is fucking... Combat Pack 3. That's important. That's a great way to never see a character ever again.
Except for... Well, no. This was going to go along with what I said. Combat Pack 3... Not Combat Pack 3. Injustice Pack 3, whatever they want to call it. Superhero Collection Trace is, like, this is the time to do guest characters. Just shove them in here, because it's just for fun anyway. Guest characters don't need to have a super, relevance in the lore. So, it's all good. Just fucking shove in Fujin. Put Fujin in Injustice Pack 3.
Do it. Make him don't even make him like his own character. Make him one of the turtles. Like, fucking... He'll be the fifth turtle.
That's what I wanted. What did I want? I wanted, I can't fucking say it like a tard. Oh, I wanted Johnny Cage as the Atom. Like he was playing the part. That would have been sick.
That'd be tight, yeah.
That would have been sick. It's some meta shit. It's like, hey, in my universe, I just got this sick-ass role as this superhero no one's ever heard of. That sounds like a Johnny Cage thing.
Yeah, I mean, even then, though, I still don't think I would play the Atom. And it's nothing against the Atom. I got my characters. I know who I want. Assuming I even play Injustice, like, the Injustice cycle, gameplay-wise, is just over. I'm playing other games right now. And I'm probably going to be playing other games for a long, long time before I go back to Injustice.
I have to go back for Turtles. Like, that's it. And they did it. They knew it. They knew what they were doing. It's like, listen, they have to come back for Turtles. It's fucking the Ninja Turtles. And it's all four of them? Like, I don't know. This feels very calculated. Very, very calculated.
I am super curious how it works. Like, if you wanted to emphasize a certain turtle, would the other turtles get in the way? I don't know. I'm not really sure how the synergy is going to work on that. But I don't know. Like, we never played a lot of sets in Injustice. For part of it was scheduling reasons, but the other part of it was console. Just my PS4 was always the one hooked up at the time, and it just was never really that easy to run sets. So now that I got my office set up and both consoles are just next to each other all the time, it's actually a lot easier. So when turtles come out, we'll probably run sets.
That sounds very professional.
Yeah, it's actually tight, because in my old house, my fucking wireless router was... we had to, like, drill a hole in the wall and stuff like that, but... now it's just like I put my consoles and my router all in the same room, like 2 feet from each other. So everything's like wired together.
Doesn't that just feel right now? It's like, how did it take me this long to get here? I did that not that long ago. I got everything fucking in the same general area. I can switch back and forth like you said, all that shit, and it's just like, I can't believe how old I am for how long it took me to do something like this.
Yeah.
I should have had my shit together way earlier story of my life. That's, no, but that's how it, yeah, I remember you having to do, like, a lot of the thing that we all did, like, run to go reset the router and shit like that. It's,
yeah, it was a pain.
It's a pain, but then now I'm like, now that everything's right here, I need lots of excuses to move and to do shit. That was a nice one to have. Anyway, I'm gonna play Turtles.
I don't think I'm gonna play Adam. I'm not gonna play Turtles just because I'm not... Well, actually, no, we're playing on Xbox, so in theory, I should have every character. I probably still won't play... Well, let me just get this out there. I think the Atom actually looks good. I don't think it's a bad character. I just don't really have an interest in learning new characters anymore. I've got like 4 characters I play consistently in that game that I'm really happy with. So...
I still think he looks bad. I don't like that he looks like Captain America. Like,
I think it's
really
the design.
bad Captain America.
I don't think you can make that character look good. They really should have given, like, an unmasked option. Well, I don't... See, the Adam I read about in Blackest Night isn't even the same dude, so if you take his mask off, I'm still not going to know who the hell he is, so...
Yeah, this dude really... I'm still convinced that this is... It's not Johnny Cage as the Atom, it's Kung Lao as the Atom. He looks and sounds to me a lot like Kung Lao.
I gotta check that shit then. That's interesting.
I think that might be what's going on. If anyone's out there and you find his hat in the gear... I might have to play him. It might be a thing.
Please do. He looks cool, man. He's got, like, micro-person combos. It's tight.
See, that's the part that doesn't get me hyped. When you turn into fucking Tinkerbell and you're carrying him across the screen with your weird punches, it's like, man, I don't like Ant-Man either. Like, he's funny because you're laughing at him, as much as you might be laughing with him, probably more.
I think there's a lot of with in that. I think the micro-person stuff is cool. It looks really good in game. I'm really impressed they pulled it off.
No, yeah, it does look good, and he has some creative shit that they do with it. I didn't get as hype over the shrink to crouch as they did in the Watchtower stream, but you know what? It's not bad. I watched some people playing after he came out on stream and on YouTube and whatnot, and he does look fun. Like, it looks like there's fun to be had with that character. Let me put it this way. He looks like more fun than I ever thought he would look. They impressed me.
I think this far into the game, when I was just kind of signed out, like I've sort of checked out of the Injustice thing, it is amazing how much of a response they conjured out of me. But, well, that brings up a good point, too. I used to feel guilty for not playing the DLC characters because, gameplay podcast. But, like, if you read the comments from the listeners, like, they're all fucking done with Injustice. They want MK11, dude, so...
It's true. And, granted, we are a Mortal Kombat-centric group here.
Exactly.
We didn't start as, the Injustice Shrine or whatever. Nethercast is Mortal Kombat, obviously. When we buried the lead there. So, I get it. I get people digging that shit. But no, it's time. This game has probably outlived its attention span cycle. I think it surprised me how much it's kind of hung in there, but people are ready.
If it wasn't for Marvel, I would still be playing it, honestly. I still think it's the best NetherRealm game ever made. It's just Marvel is taking up all my time. Like, I'm still learning new shit in that game, and I'm still picking up new characters. So, and Venom just came out. I haven't even touched Venom yet because I've been spending so much time with Zero and Chun-Li. So
that's another big thing. Like, there's competition right now.
There's permanent competition. We'll never go back to the old days where it's the game of the year shit. You have to play 2 games now. You just have to.
And I mean, I hope so. I hope that continues to be the case. Man, there's just a lot of fucking games coming out there. I was bummed. Did you watch the Game Awards? I watched the Game Awards.
I watched Soul Calibur and then I tuned out.
I was bummed that they didn't do the fighting game award on stage. But then after they didn't do it, I was like, well, I don't know why I'm surprised. They even had they gave out the award on stage for best esports player, which I was surprised by.
Really? Who won that? I didn't know about that.
What was his name? Faker. I don't even know what he plays. I don't even know what the game was.
I forgot there was esports other than fighting games, so yes. I didn't recognize it. I was like, oh, that's right.
That was the same reaction I had. I'm like, oh, fighting game esports is chump change. That's right. There's this whole other shit out there where people play fucking League of Legends and whatnot, and it fucking takes a dump on fighting game turnouts. That's cool. That's cool. And that's why, obviously it's like, all right, and here comes Ed Boon to present whatever. By the way, Injustice 2 Fighting Game of the Year. What was that motherfucker announcing? I don't even remember what it was.
I didn't know he was at the show, but I guess that makes sense now.
He was not hype. That was the worst part, because it's like, we just saw fucking Harada and that other guy, and it's like, these two guys are fucking hype, and one of them doesn't even speak English. And then here comes Ed Boon up there, I just something about it. Zelda. It's just no. Sorry, man, Ed Boon. Just a little more presentation, a little more showmanship. Go a long way.
Huh. Let me check that out. That's interesting.
Because you guys are NetherRealm does sell the best of all the fighting games consistently. Why are you the least hype? Harada can come out with his fucking kimono and sunglasses and be hype as shit. He looks like a Tekken character. I don't know who the other guy was. He brought the other guy out.
I've never seen that guy before. So
no. Yeah,
I'm not really sure.
He was new. Harada was there just to introduce him to the audience, to let people know this guy is okay with me. And he was like, this guy helped us out with Tekken 7. And the other dude was like, Tekken 7 was pretty okay. Now I'm making my own game. And, the whole deal of, does your soul still burn? And the crowd went nuts. It's like, Ed, come on, man, do something.
Yeah, that was hype as hell, though, because I had a feeling they were going to have Soul Calibur, but, when that guy showed up and started, like you really felt like this is Soul Calibur. They're going to announce Soul Calibur. They said the soul still burns, and then like, oh fuck, like that was. I didn't really care for the trailer, honestly. I'm just happy for Soul Calibur because Soul Calibur 5 was so bad. So just the fact there's going to be a new Soul Calibur and they're not going to put like people's children in the game, like that's exciting to me. God, Soul Calibur used to be the best. Like I'd be on this fucking Soul Calibur podcast if Soul Calibur 4 and 5 weren't so shitty. Like, man, that game fell from grace harder than anything. That was my favorite thing ever for years. And then it shifted back to Mortal Kombat because Soul Calibur 4 had Darth Vader and Soul Calibur 5 had like fucking no good characters and a bunch of little children. And I'm like, this is the worst thing ever. So
obviously, it's the best idea a fighting game could go with. Clearly, MKX went over so well, having so many children. Everyone was just through the roof, enthusiasm and supportive for every single one of those characters.
Oh, people still like their Cassie Cage, and I'm like, oh, I lost that battle. I tried so hard to blow up Cassie, and I think that never caught on. I think people are into the Cassie Cage stuff, which is, what are you going to do? I don't like it, but I think the other three on the Nethercast are all about that chick. I think Razor wants to get rid of Cage in favor of a I was going to say Cassius Cage. Holy shit. Cassandra Cage, so I don't know.
Get rid of Johnny in favor of her?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. That would have been fun. It would have been fun if they would have killed him. To really drive that home, like, hey, this dude he's not just, like, technically pointless. He's not even here anymore. So it's like now her green shit actually matters. Like, she can kind of do her own green shit, and there's not two weirdos doing green shit.
I just think her gameplay is fucking boring. Like, Johnny is a rushdown character. If you don't rush down with him, you're going to lose. Like, Cassie's fucking, she's another complete character in MKX. Like a million other complete characters in MKX. It's just, so fucking boring.
I don't disagree.
She looks lame.
I think she's got some I never fucking played her for a second, so I don't know. I did see a lot of her in tournament, and that didn't make me a fan. But I think there's a lot of potential with her and also to separate herself from Johnny. I think if they could turn her into like a Red Hood type and do more gun kata with her, since she is cool with the guns, but incorporate the green shit into that too. Like, she can kind of have her own deal going on. Throw her guns at the people, and let them bust off their heads. Sorry, my Arkansas came out for a minute there. I hate it when that happens. It's always the best. What were we talking about? Soul Calibur. Yeah, the guy was up there, and he got people hyped. Your reaction was the same as everyone else's. Even my wife, who had no idea what a Soul Calibur was like, that announcement was hype. That trailer looked meh.
I mean, it didn't tell me anything new. It's kind of like a Sub-Zero Scorpion trailer. It's like, yeah, I know Mitsurugi's going to be back. I know Sophia's going to be back.
The hit sparks were a little not awesome. I wish that shit was like a little more toned down, because there was just magic shit all over the screen.
Well, I think that part of that's a new mechanic. They really changed the guard break, and the parries are very different in this game. So, like, you're not gonna, like, it used to be like if you did a parry, like one of those soul parries, you had to guess if they're gonna do a high, a mid, or a low. That's gone now. You can pretty much do the parry, and I think if you meet certain requirements, you'll parry fucking anything. And I don't know how I feel about that.
I've heard that from other people. Listen, when that guy said, "Does your soul still burn?" I was like, kinda socially. It's and I played Soul Calibur very casually. I always like Soul Calibur more than Tekken. I
like the cast better. The characters are better in Soul Calibur, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I like the weapons. The weapon whole deal where that's just part of the shit and everyone does it is cool. Obviously, I like my characters with the melee weapons. Come on.
Who did you use in Soul Calibur?
Who did I use? I played Voldo.
Oh man, everyone! God, Smoke Man was talking about Voldo too. Redman wants to play Voldo.
Look,
I think.
Man, I can't help. He's a ninja.
He's Kevin Spacey. I don't get it.
I don't know why. I don't know why I play ninjas. I just learned this recently about myself.
Wait, why not Taki? Taki's a ninja. Like she's like actually a ninja. Like from Asia.
You're right. I should probably broaden my horizons to include more than just one type of ninja, and maybe non-ninjas. That would probably be good too. Fucking Robin Ninja, Sub-Zero Ninja. I'm going to be playing 4 new ninjas in Injustice. This is something I gotta work on about myself. This is something I gotta improve upon. There was another guy that I liked in Soul Calibur 2 that was not a ninja. I do not remember his name, but I like Mitsurugi. Mitsurugi's cool too.
Yeah.
He's solid. He's like, the Ryu for a reason.
Do you remember if your character was like a big character or a slender character?
He was a blonde, pretty character with the big sword.
Raphael. Oh no, that's Siegfried. I thought you were talking about the David Bowie guy, but Siegfried has the big sword.
I think it was Siegfried. I gotta revisit those games, and I want to. I remember having some good casual social fun with Soul Calibur, and I'm looking forward to going back and revisiting those games after having become like an actual fighting game fan. That will be fun.
Yeah, well, I played Tekken 7 in preparation for Soul Calibur 6, and I'm going to try and get back into Soul Calibur 2 once the competition is consistent. Right now, I don't know who wants to pick up the game right now, but actually, my bad. I don't know if Siegfried's in Soul Calibur 2, actually. It might be Nightmare with a Siegfried costume, or the Siegfried body, but I don't know. Maybe you played Nightmare. I can't remember now.
I did that. That's what I played.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing. God damn it.
I guess that Nightmare looks like Siegfried in that game, because technically they're the same person. They're the same dude.
That is exactly what I did. I knew it. I knew there was like some fucking edgy twist to that character that I was playing. I just couldn't remember what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah, the original edgelord. I dig it.
But Voldo's no slouch in the edge department either.
A lot of Voldo fans lately. I didn't know till very recently how popular Voldo was. But apparently he's popular as fuck. A lot of Voldo guys out there.
What do you want, man? He's got the fucking... I don't know. He's fucking Voldo. He's a weirdo.
Me and Razor were talking about this... we were talking... Because after... I think it was after the Street Fighter announcement. Me and Razor were talking about Voldo, and... The character design just looks strange. Like, he has like a fucking, like, Mortal Kombat ninja mask on his balls. Like, it doesn't look right at all.
Dude, come on, man. We're talking about Japanese games. Like, it's rare to not get a character that looks not like something's not weird or out of place.
It's kind of wrecked when this is the character's best costume right here in the chat, which our listeners cannot see. But that's, to me, the best Voldo ever looked.
What the fuck are you smoking? Jesus Christ. This looks like the worst Silent Hill character ever.
It's so puffy.
Why are his balls so big? What?
Like I said, I don't get Voldo. I don't get the appeal.
Okay,
the game is kind of cool.
This is much better. This is much more my speed. Okay, listen. Okay, listeners, I'm gonna make sure to put this in the thumbnail just for you guys. I'm not gonna exclude you guys from this awesomeness that Temp is doing to me. Look, man, listen. Of all the fucking Voldo things you could pull, you pulled that shit.
But that's the character, though. That picture is the character.
That picture is not the character. Voldo is like every fucking ninja bad guy that I fought in Onimusha and shit like that. He's similar to that. But
I don't know. He's a little bit on the fucking German basement side of ninjas, man. I don't know. Aesthetically, I can never dig it. I can never get behind Voldo. But he has a lot of fans. Like, I think everyone unanimously in the Sky Crew just thinks he's tight. Like, people want to play him. Yeah,
man. Yeah. See, look at this guy. Look at this fucking edgy, stupid bastard. Like I said, he's weird. he's really weird. That's okay, though. You can be weird. Not too weird. Not too weird. That last thing you sent me was too weird. Whoa. What is this? Now I'm seeing some weird shit. Okay, anyway.
Baldo was also Aeris' tournament main, actually. Like, Soul Calibur 2 was the one, I think, like Aeris' most tournament, like, successful game, from what I understand. That is his favorite fighting game of all time, so...
It is.
Baldo was his character, he has a lot of fans.
That's what I've heard. But wasn't he relatively high tier, though?
He was pretty good. I don't know if he was better than Nightmare. I think Xianghua and Nightmare were the two best in that game.
Man, this guy really does look like a weird Silent Hill character.
Yeah, I don't mind it in the puffy costume. The puffy costume, I think, looks fine. I don't know why he's got like a gold pin on his jump, but yeah.
Listen, man, Japanese. It might be a deal breaker. I don't know. I gotta go pray about this or something. It's a weird thing. It's all but a deal breaker. I've got like. Whenever you do a thing and you bring in some sick ass costume designer, quote, not even a costume designer, like fashion type designer, and you get shit that looks like the way that the Final Fantasy dudes look in the new Final Fantasy. I'm like, why is this a thing? And lots of the new costumes in Tekken 7.
Oh yeah.
It's like, why do you guys look like you're auditioning to be in Zoolander 3 or some shit? I don't...
yeah. I don't dig it either.
It's like, what the fuck's going on? And I always think of fucking Castlevania Judgment. And I hate thinking about Castlevania Judgment. It's the weirdest fucking game that's maybe ever has existed. It's like, why do you even call this Castlevania?
Yeah, it looks like a fan mod of Power Stone. It's not good, like... I worked at GameStop when that came out, and you're allowed to just take games home and play them and shit. So I tried it out, and I'm like, this is awful. And they put the wrong Maria. They need to fucking age this chick by like 8 years, like right now, because this is not the Maria I knew at all.
Was she the one with like the weird boob envy?
Yeah.
What is going on in that video game? No one's recognizable. Like that's Alucard? Are you serious? That's Simon?
Yeah.
Come on.
And that artist, from what I understand, actually is a good artist, but just not a good fit for Castlevania Power Stone at all. Actually, I was wrong, by the way. I'm looking at the fan poll. Voldo got number 17. So,
see?
Yeah.
Whole different story.
Yeah, he was beat by Cervantes, Sungmina, and friends. So.
Cervantes, I remember that dude.
I'm surprised Cervantes didn't get hired. Cervantes got 16. That's weird. I thought that character was more popular.
This guy, yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing what Voldo might look like in the new one. I'm hearing the new one's a reboot.
You know, that's what everyone's saying, but reboots don't have a narrow definition. Reboots tend to be interpreted very broadly, so I don't know what to expect. I don't know if it's actually going to be a prequel. I think it's going to be like a time jump, where I think, when I was reading the article, I got the feeling that the present still matters. But, like, they're going to flash back. Like, I feel like it's going to be two eras kind of interacting. Maybe, I don't know. It's so vague. It's so super vague, and even though as much as I hate Soul Calibur 5, and I'd love to get rid of, like, Patroclus and, like, all those shitty characters, I do like Zwei. Like, I'd be sad if Zwei was retconned out of the history. He turns into a fucking werewolf. That's tight. Werewolves are fine. Werewolves were not the problem with Soul Calibur 5.
There's a lot of werewolf characters in fighting games I'm learning. I've seen a bunch of them recently.
Tight.
They're okay. Yeah. They're fine. They're fine. Saberwolves are always cool.
Yeah, and Taliban from fucking Darkstalkers. And,
yes. Who could forget?
Night Wolf.
I'm not familiar with that one. I'm going to have to check into that.
God,
I think you're making that one up. That sounds like what they're doing with Soul Calibur. Like, maybe. Like, maybe if it is something of a reboot, it kind of gives them license to do, like, the greatest hits sort of thing. Like, if it's not just a reboot, like you said.
That's the only certainty, is that they're bringing back a lot of fan favorites. That's the only thing we really know for certain.
Which, is never a bad idea. People like fucking boy. Look at Mortal Kombat. People like the older characters, even if they didn't like them at first. It's weird how time does that, man. Fucking nowadays, people are like, dude, it would be fucking sick if Movado was back. It's like, really? Did people feel this way when that game came out? Because he was kind of, Cabal without a mask.
Yeah, I wasn't a big
here it
fan
comes.
of him either.
Here it comes.
I like it better now.
I'm going to get blown up.
I don't think... I mean, there are... It's funny, me and Smoker were just talking about this, about the amount of characters that would have to return before I give a shit about Drummond. I think the number I reached was 11. I'd have to get 11 characters from the 3D era before I care about Drummond. And I'm not even anti-Drummond. Like, Drummond's okay. I have no investment in that character coming back.
There's so many characters that I feel that way about.
But then again, I love Hotaru. I love Li Mei.
See? Li Mei's fine. Nothing wrong with Li Mei. Hotaru can go
because there's a lot of people in other cast that don't. Hotaru's alright. See? I mean, he looks a little too much like Fujin. That's always been my only criticism, but...
He looks like Fujin, but he's like a bitch, too. He's just... What's going on, man? Like... what's your deal? Weird samurai with flags going on, and what are you on about? Order Realm? Man, yeah, total bitch. Get out of here.
I like the buddy cop thing they had in Johnny Cage's ending in MK9. I thought the Hotaru Johnny Cage stuff sounded fun. I'd like to see them follow up with that, but I don't think they will.
I would like to see that. I don't want to play it. I think that's the trick. I also didn't like what's her name?
Nitara?
Oh god, don't do that. you're gonna get blown up. I'm gonna get blown up. What is that chick's I just had it. Ashra.
Ashra's cool. I can dig Ashra.
I know you like Ashra. I'm not a fan of Ashra or Hotaru.
There's something about her that's very Diablo 2 to me. I like the light powers and stuff. I think that's really interesting.
Diablo 2. Now we're getting there. She's a class, not a character. I dig it.
I think the costume needs a little work. It's kind of the same problem with Hotaru. She looks a little too much like something else. I feel like if you just kind of give her more of a I guess a nun vibe, and no, that sounds shitty. I just more fucking like see-through white shit like all over her body. Like,
well, she is like ridiculously, cripplingly religious, right? Is that in
not
the
really? She lives in hell. Like the only reason she's
you can
all
be
like,
religious about hell.
Well, the thing is, like, she was a demon she used to be like Serena, and then she used to be one of Quan Chi's honey babies. And then she found the Sword of Redemption, and every time she kills a demon, she gets redeemed a little more. So she's trying to be a better person, but she's still trying to, make her way in the city. So yeah, she's getting there.
See, none of that shit is reflected in her design, in my opinion.
Well, it's, I guess, the attempt at purity, I guess. You're right, though. The execution is a little rough. But I definitely think there's something there, though. And I think light powers are fucking tight if you do it right. Like fucking, like light pillars all over the screen, Kotal Khan style. Only she has like 10 of them.
Yeah, see,
and it's the floor is lava and shit. I think that's
no. None of that shit was what wasn't working with the character.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
light is fine. Fucking redemption shit is fine. Feeling ashamed of a relationship with Quan Chi is 100% correct. Everyone who ever dated him should feel remorse and regret. But no, I didn't get any of that from her design or whatever.
Well, now that Quan Chi's dead in the MKX story mode, I think there's a big opportunity for Ashra. And
he's not dead. Don't.
I hope he is. I hate fighting that character.
Dude,
I don't want him with Quan Chi.
I think that's the whole key. Like, he's not. I don't want to fight him either. I don't want to see him either, really. But you can't get rid of Quan Chi. That's what he does. It's like he always has a backup plan to get out of some shit, like a fucking shithead. He's like what's his name? Voldemort and Horcruxes, man. He's got something somewhere that's an abort mish button. He's got an escape plan.
I'm hoping Shinnok pulls a Loki and just shows up in every game from now on as a jobber. Like, that would be my dream. Like, I love Shinnok. I don't like how he was in MKX necessarily. I think he was almost awesome. I love the idea of the EX meter burn pressure. That shit was tight, but
yeah, that was really...
the character was dumb. Like, just the neutral game was just dumb with Shinnok, but yeah.
No, I agree. Like, I was kind of interested in playing Shinnok, and I never did. Another one of my regrets from that game. There's several characters I felt that way about. As much as I didn't like fighting him a lot of the time, he could be frustrating. It was like, man, this pressure weird shit he has is cool looking. Stop doing it, but it does look cool. And I also liked that kind of like weird demonic Norsey thing that other hat kind of gave him, that vibe, the horn hat.
Kind of had that vibe about it. Costume?
Yes,
I
liked
it.
Yeah. That's a much better description of it.
I like all his costumes in that game, except for the shitty DLC samurai shit. That's the only thing I didn't like. Yeah,
that one didn't turn out so hot. It was good for the other two, mostly for Kenshi. But no, that wasn't a super win. But no, his other looks were really good, I thought. Really?
Oh, man, it was like raining death outside. Like, I didn't even know there were clouds, but apparently the weather's bad. Oh, it's gone. All right, continue.
Do you live in Hawaii? What's going on, man?
You get one bad cloud, and it just kind of does its thing and leaves.
Yeah, apparently that's headed right up this way. So, woo? Or it's headed this way from somewhere else.
It snowed in San Antonio 2 weeks ago. I freaked the hell out, man. It was awesome, but my power went out for 8 hours, because of snow.
Oh, man.
Crazy, but yeah, Shinnok would be tight. Yeah, Shinnok would be cool.
Shinnok would be tight, and I'd like to see him pop back up. Hopefully, he gets a little bit more of a body, but if not, that's cool too.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't. Hopefully, MK11 is just good. That's my biggest worry. Hopefully,
you're shooting high there, man.
I don't want anything from MK11. I just want Lime and stagger pressure. That's all I want, Paulo. If you give me those two things, I'll be down for whatever. You can put wager breakers and shit. You can add all the Sonyas you want, but just give me stagger pressure and Lime.
Too far. Do you keep all the Sonyas you want? I've never heard anything that sounds worse in my life than what you just said.
Yeah, my dislike for Sonya grows by the day, honestly. I cannot stand that character. But
Cassie should have replaced Sonya. That's all there is to it.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm not. Listen, let's move on from there. What were we? There's Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur makes people feel good, myself included. It's nice that it's nice that it exists.
It's going to look amazing on the Xbox One Bex because I'm playing.
What doesn't though? Come on.
Yeah, I'm playing Final Fantasy on the Xbox One Bex, and it looks so pretty. You can see hairs and shit. It's so tight.
Final Fantasy hairs. Jesus Christ, that's exactly what I think of when I thought of the good, the best version of Final Fantasy. Is man, that hair is going to be coming at me in 4D or some shit. It's going to be a 4K fucking weird, stupid anime hair. God, okay, I'm sorry. Anyway.
No, so that's the shitty part, because the modern platform for fighting games is the PS4. So if I buy an Xbox version, I get to play you. If I buy a PS4 version, I get to play
everyone
Redman,
else.
Cyborg, Smokeman,
exactly.
Shadowloo, Razor. That's a...
Listen, so I understand. I made a mistake.
I'm going to buy both. Well, it's not too late.
No, it's not. And I'm going to buy a PS4 at some point. I keep saying it, and it keeps being true. I'm going to buy a PS4 because I have to. I have to play, eventually, God of War 4 and Bloodborne.
Yeah, Bloodborne's good. I've been playing well, not recently, but I played through most of Bloodborne. I really enjoyed it. I was actually wondering, do you play Dark Souls?
Dark Souls. I have played at Dark Souls.
Okay, but you're not one of those people.
No, I'm not one of those.
All right.
What, are you gonna talk some shit about Dark Souls? That's okay.
I don't really have an opinion, honestly. I have Dark Souls. I want to play it just because I bought it, and I feel like I should get my money's worth. That's the only reason I played Bloodborne. So I paid $34 for it. I got 10 minutes into it, and the first 10 minutes took 8 hours because I kept dying. And I said, fuck this. And a year later, I was so salty that I paid money for that, and I'm like, no. I want to play this, I want to beat it, I want to get good at it, I want to earn my $34 back, and I did, and I ended up really enjoying the game, so...
That sounds like every experience I've ever heard with those games. It's like... It took me like 6 days to fucking get 10 minutes into the game, and I'm no different. I did the same thing. I've got Dark Souls 2 looking at me, which now I wish I didn't get Dark Souls 2. I wish maybe I got another one, but it's the one I have that's staring at me. So I might play it at some point, or I might just wait until I can get Dark Souls 3 for like a quarter somewhere.
Yeah, they're getting there, man. I don't know, like, you're probably not going to make the mistakes I made. Like, the reason why I suffered so bad in Bloodborne is because in the back of my mind, I was thinking, I could probably run past all these enemies and get to the point where I'm actually allowed to grind and level up. But since I'm not a bitch, then that's what got me in trouble. So, like, I kept trying to fight shit and grind. It's not even possible to level up until you get, like, I don't know, like 4% through the game. Like, you're not even allowed to grind or anything.
No, I've definitely experienced some of that. That does seem to be the thing. It's like, I don't know, it seems like you can't really go at it the same way that you would go at something else. It's like, wait, yeah, like you said, I don't want to run past this shit. Like, why? Well, do it anyway. This is do you want to, like, beat these enemies, or do you want to succeed with the game? It's not the same thing.
Yeah, and I finally bit the bullet and started running past stuff. I eventually got weapons, and I was able to level up, and I really had fun in the game, and I learned how to parry and stuff. Yeah, I think for Bloodborne alone, I think a PS4 is definitely worth it. But well, here's the question: Did you look at any of the Street Fighter V stuff?
I looked at a lot of Street Fighter V stuff. What are you referring to? The new stuff?
The season stuff, yeah, season 3.
I've seen all the trailers, I think. I've seen a lot of people really pissed about Blanca.
I'm actually excited for Blanca. I think Blanca's tight.
I was happy to see Blanca just for, like, the completionist sake at this point. Just fucking, come on, man. This is it. If not now, then when with Street Fighter V? Fucking, well, don't say that to Capcom. Dude, those guys boy, there's no time limit with them. They'll keep pumping a game out for fucking... How many versions of Street Fighter 4 were there?
There were 4. Because there was Street Fighter 4 Vanilla, then there was Super Street Fighter 4, then there was Street Fighter 4 AE. Then, if we're not counting the 2012 patch, there was Ultra Street Fighter 4. So, officially, there's only 4 versions of the games if you don't count the balance patches.
Well, I mean, like, Omega was a thing, though, wasn't it?
Omega was a sub-mode in Ultra Street Fighter 4 that was basically just a broke version. It's like, hey, we gave all the characters crazy shit, go have fun. So it was a non-online version, and I think eventually they made it online. I think it was supposed to be non-online, but everyone's like, just make it online. There's also an online mode where you can play as any patch version of a character you want. So
I do remember that one.
And it never really got explored. I would have liked to see tournaments with that shit. That would have been a lot of fun, and that never really took off because Street Fighter 4 died a year later, so, yeah.
Fun is a thing that should happen more often in fucking fighting games.
Well, I'm telling people, buy Marvel Infinite. That's where the fun is. No one believes me.
Fun's not enough, though. We've learned. It's not enough. No, but I'm happy about the way, what is it, Arcade Edition? Street Fighter V Arcade Edition?
I think it looks good so far.
I think it looks cool. I'm happy about Sagat being in there. That's always good.
And he looks good, too. Like, jiggle physics aside, like, that punch was like, what? And,
that punch was that Shoryuken was so fucking weird. I'm like, okay, listen, everything was cool, but that just was awkward. Is this guy the Blob? Like, what's happening? What's
just kept going.
But besides that, everything was cool. I felt really weird, because I was like, damn, those shorts he's wearing are sick. I was like, this looks sick.
Yeah, that is by far his best look, in my opinion. I'm really happy with it.
I don't even remember who else was in it. Oh, the weird Capcom characters that they do, like fucking G. It's not bad.
Well, the rumor is that G's a Bloody Roar character. He's the gorilla from Bloody Roar. That's the rumor, but...
Interesting. See,
there is good evidence, but I don't know if it's true. I'd like to think it's true, but I'm not sure.
I was of the theory, and I'm still going to keep it just because I like it, that guy is actually Joe Baker from the Resident Evil 7 DLC.
Oh! Have you played that?
I have, yes, I have actually.
Oh, yeah, I was going to watch Eris play that, but I never got around to it. I still need to do that. I might do that tonight, actually, after we're done recording, so when I still have power.
It is good. It is all the thumbs up. The Chris DLC is not all the thumbs up. But that's okay because it was, like, free, right? I think that's what it was.
Can I ask you about spoilers?
Sure.
So is there an explanation why... Spoilers, listeners. Is there an explanation why Chris is working with Umbrella?
If you want to read...
Fuck me. No, I don't.
It's in the pages you pick up. It's in that shit. If
Eris doesn't read it, I'm not going to read it.
Yeah,
so,
well then...
Like, literally, it's not a choice. Like, if he clicks skip, then I lost the lore in that moment, so, yeah.
Yep, you're going to be left scratching your head and wondering the same way he did. He does not read any of that shit. But it is in there, and it's not... But it's nothing that's, like, super... Whatever. It's not what you want it to be. It's not as...
I don't know what I want it to be like.
Well, no, like, it's just not enough. But... It's not enough of anything, good or bad or whatever, to be what you'd want it to be. But it might be, like, it's not what you deserve, but it might be what you need. It might be one of those things. It's like, whatever this is got bought out, repurposed, and it's trying to clean up the old Umbrella's name and legacy, it sounds like. Whatever that is.
Okay, well, I mean, that's better, but... We'll see. As long as it's not like fucking tofu or some shit, then I'm fine. I don't really have a stake in it either way. Like, I was never the biggest Chris fan. I started with Resident Evil 2, and that's always been where my loyalties lie. So, yeah.
And it seems like, from what I gleaned from Chris, because he's he's such a big talker about his feelings. He doesn't seem to be super thrilled with the situation either. Like, he's not butthurt about it, but he's definitely grumpy because he doesn't trust whatever, and it's weird. He feels weird, basically, working for Umbrella.
Well, as long as he feels weird, because everyone felt weird with him working with Umbrella. So if he feels weird, it's not weird anymore. So I kind of like that.
On paper, it sounds like everything is on the up and up, and that's how it seems like that's how Chris feels too. It's just weird. Running around with Umbrella's name on your shit.
Okay, alright, well...
But it's Purple Umbrella now. Purple Umbrella is a whole new world. Joe Baker's tight, though.
Yeah, he looked tight. Like, I was so salty about Zoe after I beat that game, so now that has potentially resolution, I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, Joe Baker's tight. I'm pretty sure... the first thing I thought when I started playing it was like, this dude's Dudley. You're just playing Dudley all through this DLC. This is sick. And it gets better. It just keeps... It's like that DLC is like the best parts of Capcom, in my opinion. Whoever did that, like, gets it, in my opinion. It's good.
Awesome. I look forward to watch other people play that.
But, point is, I'm pretty sure that weird dude in Street Fighter V is Joe Baker with a weird hat.
I actually think he looks okay. Even the gold tattoos look fine to me. The only character that doesn't look good to me is that Falk, whatever, that just blonde woman Ed.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's the only character I don't give a shit about. But, like, Blanca I'm happy about. This is by far the best Sakura has ever looked, like, ever.
That's right. That's who the other one was.
Yeah, and I actually played Sakura, actually. Back in Vanilla 4, before I found out how cool Rose was, I actually tried to play Sakura competitively, and I got decent with the character. Cody looks so sick. Another character I tried to switch mains to, and I went back to Rose.
That's right, I forgot about Cody. He was in there, too.
Yeah, apparently he's the mayor now, so he took Hagar's place as the mayor.
Oh, no. What happened to fucking Hagar, or whatever his name is?
I think he just retired.
He was deposed.
Yeah, or maybe he's dead.
or maybe he's dead. The deposed mayor. That sounds like a DLC I'd play. The Deposed Mayor, starring Cody.
Yeah, dude, like, I tried to bail on Rose and play Cody instead, but I just couldn't get the feel of Cody, so I went back to Rose, and I'm glad I did. Rose is my character. I was
so surprised by Cody. Wasn't he from another one of the games, too?
Alpha. And Street Fighter 4.
Alpha. Oh, okay. Alpha was what I was thinking. Yeah, he was definitely Street Fighter 4. He was all over Street Fighter 4.
And of course, Final Fight. He's a big part of those games.
Final Fight. That's the other one I was thinking of. Fucking, yeah, he's fucking like a Capcom whore these days. He's everywhere.
Well,
which is fine.
Speaking of Capcom whores, I mean this as a compliment, actually. Kenny Omega is like this big Japanese wrestler, right? And like Cody's like his favorite character.
Yes, I know that dude.
So, and he's done a lot of good stuff for the community. I say Capcom whore as like, thank you for everything you do, Kenny Omega. You're awesome. I love you.
Yes,
he's been a real good part of the community.
He's the good kind of shill.
Exactly. It's the good kind of, please put my character in. Not like the please put Spencer in the game signed combo fiend. Like, that's not the good kind. Like, this is the good kind. Good stuff, Kenny Omega. If that's even true. If not, nonetheless, Kenny Omega, you're awesome. Thank you for what you do for the community. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for going to tournaments. Thank you for being good at the game, surprisingly. He's actually really decent at the game, which is impressive to me.
And thanks for wrestling in Japan.
Oh yeah, no, totally. Dude.
That's a good fucking thing.
That's a solid gig.
It is. No, I think that's the thinking man's tactic. That's the strat. Instead of going and talking to Vince McMahon as like the default, don't do that. It's a whole big world out there, man. Chris Jericho did it. You can do it even better now. Chris Jericho's sick. I'm a big Chris Jericho fan. He's a cool guy.
He's a metalhead, right? He does a lot of metal covers.
He is. He has a band. He has his own band. They do actual songs.
Right? Yeah, I heard him do a version of The Evil That Men Do by Iron Maiden. I loved it.
I have not even heard that. All I've heard is their original shit. I should look into that.
Interesting.
Have I seen Fozzy? No, they were not at any of the Ozfests I've been to. That would have been cool, though. But no, yeah, they're cool.
But Cody's a great choice. Looks tight.
Cody's in the game. Like, that was what was so weird about that trailer. It was, like, really fast. And I was like, wait, who are these characters? Are all these people in the game? Yes, they, in fact, are. All these characters.
So happy about that, too, because the silhouettes just ruined 2017. That horrible journey of disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. And they're like, and they kind of teased that they were going to do the silhouettes again, and then Ono was like,
"They did.
You
it was
guys
pretty
want
funny."
More? But we didn't know the trailer was going to have every character. I honestly thought I called it that they were going to reveal Sagat and Sakura. They're not going to reveal one. They're going to reveal both. They have to. So when they revealed all six, I'm like, this is the dream. Like, God bless you, Ono. Thank you so much. Still no Q, but yeah.
Yeah, the Third Strike guys. Still miss those guys. There's some really cool Third Strike characters that are just waiting for it.
Well, the rumor is that Oro and Q are going to be in the game for free. That's the rumor, but I have no idea how true that is.
Boy.
I'm more inclined to believe it now because apparently, oh God, who told me this? Apparently someone said that the person who said that Oro, Necro, and Q were all going to be free was the same guy who predicted Cody, El Presidente, Blanca, and Sakura and shit like that. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, if that's true. Well, also, like, the 30th anniversary collection, Third Strike's going to have a viable online on modern-day consoles, so you can throw basketballs again. Me, Shadaloo, and Redman are all going to be in on that.
I hope it's viable online.
I'm sure it will be.
That remains to be seen. It's not Iron Galaxy doing the development, I know that much. Which is disappointing, because they did all those fucking games on the 360 and PS3, I think. They did, the Third Strike and the Marvel vs. Capcom Legacy.
Yep.
And those games had amazing netcode. It was so good.
Darkstalkers.
And
yeah,
Darkstalkers.
They actually brought Keats on for Darkstalkers, and that's how that kick even happened. And that's how Keats got a little KI shit and whatnot. And so yeah, that's really tight.
I wish it was them, but it's not them. I don't know who it's going to be. I've heard some rumblings. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I feel like the age of bad netcode is pretty much over. Like, I don't think we'll ever have to really worry about netcode. The last bad netcode game, in my opinion, was King of Fighters. I think 14 was the last one they made. And that's about it. And even that one was inconsistent. It wasn't like shit. So I think we're good now. I think we can safely say any high-level fighting game is going to have good netcode, but Dragon Ball FighterZ will be the test. I haven't heard good things about the beta. I hear the beta, you can't even get a match, really. I actually got the beta and I could not get a match.
I think I've heard the same thing about Fighting Layer EX having inconsistent netcode, let's say.
I've heard very mixed things about that game in general. Like, a lot of people think that game is weird. It's for scrubs. I don't like it. That's what a lot of people have been saying.
Hopefully, that's what the beta's for. That's what I'm hoping.
I need to have a heart-to-heart with Shadow and be like, hey, are you going to play Fighting Layer Skullomania? Because if you are, I'm in. I'll buy the game. But if you're not, then I'm going to fucking play Marvel for another 6 months. So I'll talk to Shadow and see what he wants to do, because I know for sure Shadow wants to play Alpha 3 when the collection comes out. So if you're going to get a PS4, man, then's the time. If you want to get on that basketball shit, that's probably the best possible time to do it.
See, that's like, Sean is a good... That character is never coming back to anything. Fucking... They changed him into a female, and that's all that exists now. It's just fucking her. What's her name?
Laura.
Not Sean. She sucks. Why...
Laura's weird. To this day, I'm not really sure how I feel about Laura as a character. I like the idea of Sean's sister, but, like, the whole fucking, like Brazzers shit is really starting to get out of hand. Like, it's really getting too... Like, Capcom's getting weird with that shit. Like, Chun-Li is... Chun-Li has 16 combos? No, fuck it. Chun-Li has 16 costumes.
She has 16 combos, eh?
I mean, probably, but, like... Like, Chun-Li DLC costumes paid for the budget of Street Fighter V. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's fucking wild how many... They just announced today she has 2 more costumes coming. Like,
dude, she is, like, top-tier waifu.
Yeah, weirdly enough, yeah, and don't get me wrong, like, I think Chun-Li is great. Like, she was my main before Ibuki came out in Street Fighter V, but, when did waifu and thick become a synonym? I don't know if I understand how that works. Like, I'm not against the thickness. I think there's a place for it, but, like, fighting games everywhere have gotten weirdly thick lately, and I don't understand.
I don't make the rules, and also, I don't know. I don't go digging for the answers either. It's like, there's some things that's just like, well, I'm not going to look into the history of thick. That doesn't seem like a good idea. I understand. Like, I glean enough, and it's like, okay, I get it. You guys are weird, thirsty fuckboys, and Chun-Li is, like, the OG waifu. She's fucking grandma waifu at this point. And she's
also got, like, Chuck Norris thighs, too, which, again, I'm not against. I'm not against these things, but is that really your waifu? Is Chuck Norris thighs? Like...
Well, that's also just part of Street Fighter's deal. Like, they're really, really cartoony with their art styles, so it's like, if this character is all about kicks, they're going to have massive legs. Yeah, if this character is all about fucking, punches or whatever, like that weird dude, they're going to be all about upper body. What's that guy's name? He's the DLC character in Street Fighter V last season. Big blonde dude.
Oh, Ed.
His name is Ed?
Yeah, he was raised by Balrog. His lore is actually tight. And then they fucked up his character model by adding, like, 50 pounds of meat on him. So
he's got, like, 2 feet tall legs or some shit. He's got tiny legs. But, that's just how the art style is. You got him, and you got Chun-Li, who's, like, a walking set of legs.
Okay, well, that explains Street Fighter V. How do you explain In Thickness 2 Thick Among Us? Like, I don't understand why that's super thick. Like, I don't...
Look, man... I'm trying to rationalize things in my own brain. This is headcanon I'm talking to you about. There are people out there that have, like, extended versions of this canon that involve things like body pillows and fan art. I can't I can't tell you about that shit. I don't know.
It's a mystery. We'll see. Well, I mean, MK
we won't
will
see.
Be telling.
I'm not going to see. I'm going to hear about it probably, but definitely not going to see unless I get, like, rickrolled into seeing some stupid slash fake that I never wanted to see ever. Fucking, Akuma butt fucking Ryu or some shit.
Yeah, maybe thick sells. I just don't know. But if that is the case, and Injustice 2 sold very well, like, fucking Melina and Katana are going to be fucking Kardashians in the next game. Like, that's the trend we're seeing. It's a weird evolution, but that's all I have to say about it.
I'm not into the... I hope that's not the case, because I don't like the big, cartoonishly long legs that all the ladies had in fucking MK9. Like, that shit weirded me the fuck out. They all look like fucking spiders to me. And
that's a good analogy.
Like, Sadira makes sense because she is a spider. Like, that's her whole fucking weird thing. But when you have all these ladies, all these women in the game, MK9, where it's like, they are legs, it's weird whenever they, like, do anything like a crouch. And it's like, their legs are fucking, you know, what do you guys, I don't know, it's fucking weird to look at. I don't want that to come back. That's what I'm saying. I don't want big long legs to come back. I guess I would rather have thick than just leg for days.
It's so hard to say the word normally. Like, you have to emphasize, but...
Oh, you have to. That's the proper enunciation. That's the proper nomenclature. You gotta say it in the right dialect, sir. It's not just thick. It's thick.
This will be fun to make wagers. We're going to get to make hardcore wagers about the thickness and the stagger pressure and the May.
Oh, God. Dude, it's fucking... It's right around the corner. It is, man, it's so inbound, it's crazy. All reports are saying, and they're definitely true, that game has moved on about a month or so ago into full production mode. They're cranking.
I'm interested, dude.
Which means they already have the characters figured out, so don't fucking ask. Unless you're cool with DLC. Even then, it's probably not going to matter. You're going to want Spawn.
I'm not invested, but I'm interested now. There has been a little bit of a fire that's been lit for MK11, so...
the fire rises. It's yeah. Everybody's done with Injustice 2. I'm gonna play Ninja Turtles. It's gonna be fun. We're all ready for the next shit. We got... What else? There was something else that I was gonna... Fuck. What was it? There was other fighting game shits that I was gonna point out.
I'm looking at my list. All I had is Soul Calibur, The Atom, Street Fighter, and if you want to talk about Goku Black and DBZ Fighters, I guess we could talk about that. I don't know. I'm like the worst person to talk to about anything Dragon Ball related. I know I've seen the game and it's pretty. That's the extent of my understanding. Well, and I also understand that people are really hyped about it. I used to be hyped about it, but after Marvel, I can't keep... I have to pick a game and play it. I don't want to buy games and not play them. Tekken was a real big disappointment. Not in terms of... Not the game. Like, I love playing the game, although where the fuck is Lei Wulong? But it was a disappointment in the sense that there was no competition. I never got good at it, and that was a super bummer for me. And I just didn't... I wasn't confident enough to go online because my fundamentals are so shitty in that game, so... It's not too late, online? But right now... No, I never went online with Tekken 7.
Dude, that's how you gotta do... I know it's scary. But, like you said, the competition was a problem, so...
Yeah.
You gotta fucking, you have to stay there and grind it out. You can't just run past those guys.
I just don't want to go to bed angry, dude. Salt, the older I get... I think MK9 was the last game where I really grinded out online and I really enjoyed it. I think with Salt bothers me a lot more when I'm out of my element, when I'm in, new ground. I want to, spar, train, lab. I don't want to get bodied by, fucking, Lars number 24. That is not my game. So, I mean, granted, that's going to get better, but...
There is something to that. There is something that should be discussed about that. It's an interesting topic. The effect fighting games have on the person when they're like, damn it, I'm not a teenager anymore. This is different than it used to be whenever I do this shit. The shape I'm in when I'm done with a legit session now in a fighting game, even compared to MK9 when I was doing it, it's like this. I am getting old. This sucks. Which is funny because it's like, what are you fucking talking about? You're fucking sitting there hitting some buttons on a fucking shit, whatever. I've read, some of the first thing that just starts dropping off are, reaction times and stuff like that. It is just, that, if that is the case, feeds back into Salt so much worse than almost anything else, because it's like, I know what you're doing. I can see what you're doing. I know what to do. I know what you're doing, and you still win. This is, it's just as bad, or oh no, it's almost as bad as like, netcode Salt, because it's like,
yeah,
you know what the problem is, and it's out of your control to do anything about it. It's tough. I've noticed my sessions get shorter. It's a thing. I still have, like, it's not because it's not like I'm not having fun with it. I'm still having a fucking blast with it. And I played Injustice 2 way more than, anyone should probably know. I played it a lot.
That's tight, though. That was the goal, honestly. But there was so much, I don't want to call it offline competition, but so much Skype competition that I never really had to turn to the online. And that was a mistake, in my opinion. I lost out on a lot of leveling up because I didn't play more variety and shit, and different styles, so... but I guess that means you like the game. To me, like, a reason why I'm not buying Dragon Ball FighterZ is because if I buy that game, I'm not going to level up online. Soul Calibur, even if everyone shits on that game and no one else buys it, as long as my main comes back, I am going online and I'm going to body people. And I'll get bodied. And it's fine. But that's the commitment I've made. I decided, like, I am going all out with that game. I've waited a long time. If they do it right, my money's on the table.
I've heard a lot of people have similar feelings about that with Soul Calibur. I am really glad that one's coming out. It's a really interesting problem, too, with just like the volume of fighting games that are out around the same time, and it's not... I don't think it's really been the case for a long time, so it's kind of weird that there's too much variety right now. There's too much going on, and everyone's attention's kind of divvied up between different games.
That's really a big question for the future. This is almost starting to not look good to me. Like, this is scary. Like, EVO's going to, like, kind of break under its own weight, right? Like,
it's a problem.
Too much shit.
It's a problem. Unless you're Sonic Fox and you can play everything. If you're not Sonic Fox and you're not, a fucking cheater taking that stupid shit that I can't remember the name of, then it's, you have some decisions to make. You gotta, you gotta sit down, you gotta look at your soul and be like, where is my heart really? Because I've only got X amount of of burning soul to dedicate towards anything.
God, is that true, man? If my job was not so fucking stressful, I'd be so much heavier, not just into fighting games, but I'd be going to tournaments again. Like, I'd be hanging with the San Antonio crowd, just playing sets. Like when I get home from work, I don't want to do shit. Like, I enjoy the podcasting once the Skype call begins, but all I want to do is drink and watch anime. That's all I fucking want to do when I get home now. Anime, yeah.
I definitely 100% agree about everything, but the anime.
Yes. No, it's hard. It's
anime. I look at anime and I'm like, I might as well just try to learn a new fighting game. I don't even know what to do with this shit, man. This feels so taxing on my brain to even think about getting into.
I always use the analogy that fucking fighting games are harder than learning a musical instrument. Because imagine you play a guitar, and imagine everyone can go online and see how good you are. Imagine you have like a ranking, and people would say you suck if you're a scrub. And let's say you get a gig, and imagine if you don't play well enough, you're asked to leave like halfway through the set. Like, that's what playing a fighting game is like. It's like you put in all this work and all this skill, and you get bodied. Like,
it is a fantastic comparison. It's way more accurate than it's not. Yeah. It felt like whenever I was learning guitar or whatever, I did so around other musicians, and I was usually the shittiest one. But then I did a thing where I started grinding and leveling up while they went and did, the rest of life. And then it was like, now I'm fucking sick and you guys have full and complete lives. So it's like, I'm still not winning.
Oh, man.
And, fighting games is not much different. It's like, you can bop everyone online. And then you, walk outside of your room or whatever, and it's like... if you don't have other shit going on, it's like, dude, listen, I might, be sucking at everything, but my Robin is tight. It doesn't really work that way.
It becomes a philosophical issue after a certain point. It's like, why do I play fighting games? And some days I have to rationalize it a little harder than others. It's not easy sometimes.
No, it's tough. It's like, what does one really have to show for this? You gotta look in your soul, and you have to find the reason that you cannot share with anyone. Because if it does require you to be able to share it with others, hang it up. Hang it up. You gotta do it for yourself and for all that shit, because no one gives a fuck how tight your Robin is.
I think what gives me courage or what gives me, I guess, drive to get good at fighting games, is I'm like, well, no one gives a shit how good I am at base. No one gives a shit how good I am at my job. So just do what you enjoy. Like, I like walking around with a pocket MK9 smoke that's tight. I like walking around with a pocket Street Fighter V Ibuki. Like, once you get good with a character, it kind of becomes it kind of belongs to you. And I think that's cool. I walk around with all these pocket fighting game characters that I have, like, skill sets with, and that's what keeps me going. That's why I play this shit. And that's why I love Marvel, which I can't shut up about. But
No, Marvel, people need to play Marvel. I want people to play Marvel. The more people play Marvel, the better Marvel's going to get. And
yeah,
I want Marvel
to get so fucking
good.
cheap. I could buy it on an Xbox, and we could actually play sets by the time you're ready to play it.
Yeah, that game is just in the shitty social type ways. It's like the game that's fun for everyone to shit on, and there always has to be at least one of those games, if not more. But
yeah, there's reasons. I don't blame people.
Yeah, no, and there's definitely solid reasons. It's not completely unfounded. But I'm just like, fucking fix it. You can fix it. You can totally... this is a fixable problem with this game, in my opinion. Just fucking do it. Fucking put Wolverine in this goddamn fucking video game and stop being fucking stupid.
The rumor is they will. That's the rumor.
Oh, I know. That's been the rumor since before the game came out. I hope... I hope that's the case. I hope with all this fucking crazy, Disney buying everything, maybe you can put a Wolverine in your Marvel vs. Capcom video game. I know, it's crazy talk. Shit's fucked up.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you ever pick it up on Xbox, man, let me know. I'll go to the nearest Goodwill and I'll buy a copy for Xbox and we'll get in that shit, dude. Fucking, yeah, I'm down.
That's the dream. That's the dream. I can fucking play the game and I don't have to have, the fucking words ringing in my head about, this character is really a function. No, make that shit go away. If that shit doesn't go away, now that whatever Disney keeps throwing its dick around, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. If X-Men don't stop getting fucking buried in everything, it's gonna be really weird. It's gonna be not good.
I think those days are mostly behind us now. I mean, very, very recently behind us, but yeah, I think things are gonna get better from here on, and a lot better from here on.
I hope so. It's just so weird if there is a U-turn at this point. It's gonna be weird because a couple months ago, there was the shit Magneto's a function, or, you guys are totally cool with Inhumans, right? They're basically the same thing.
Yeah, no one remembers the X-Men.
It's been it's been so many years now of them shitting on the X-Men pretty openly over at Marvel, in the comics, too. It's for them to flip a U-turn, it's going to be really weird. And I need to see it to believe it. It needs to be a thing. I hope it works out. I hope that's the case. Because logically, it shouldn't be the case anymore. It's why would you want to bury your own IP now?
Yeah, you paid a lot of money for that IP. It'd be weird to kind of put it underneath the sheets for an extended amount of time, so...
But it's been down there for so long, it's it's gonna be fucking weird. What? The X-Men are a thing now? I mean, yeah, they used to keep Marvel afloat back in the 90s, but who remembers that? No one, that wasn't even a thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, we gotta be careful what we wish for, too, because everyone wanted Venom back, and we got fucking Flash Thompson, so we gotta approach cautiously, maybe?
See, that's the thing. I like Flash Thompson Venom. It's a thing. There's very few Venoms, I should say, that I don't like. I like Flash Thompson Venom. I like that, he's... what is it? Is it he's a paraplegic? He doesn't have his legs?
Yeah, I think he lost his legs, yeah.
I don't really love the the SWAT looking Flash Venom.
Yeah, I couldn't get past the costume, dude. I couldn't get into it.
I do like the Guardians of the Galaxy Space Venom, though. Space Flash Venom. That one looks... And you know, it's not in small part that it's because he looks more like the old school Venom. But there's a lot of things about that look that I like better than the old school Venom, actually. Old school Venom is always going to be sick. But it was pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's a very simple design. It's I don't know, I kind of miss the blueness. I know he was never supposed to be blue, but there's no blue Venom in Marvel. It pisses me off.
You can't even change his color or whatever?
No, his colors are black, tan, white, and red. The red Venom looks cool because that's a reference to Marvel 1, but
tan?
All the others look bad. Yeah, it looks really bad, dude. It's like yellow. It's literally like, it's vomit yellow. It's not good, dude.
That's a weird fucking call.
And maybe, the white color is even weirder because Anti-Venom's an alternate costume. So if you want white Venom, just be fucking Anti-Venom. What's the problem?
That sounds like they're gonna sell some colors.
You know, I fucking hope so. Like, I'll play their sick game. I want blue Venom.
Everyone does. Everyone always plays Capcom sick games because they're Capcom. Buy colors. Buying colors is so weird to me. They're not even skins. They're fucking colors. I like Flash Thompson Venom, though. I think he's kind of sick.
Have you read Eddie Brock stuff yet?
Have I read it? Yeah.
Is it good?
What part of it?
Well, I mean, the new Eddie Brock.
Oh, no. I have not.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Just the the true Eddie Brock lore.
Oh, yes, yeah.
The classic. And the Ultimate shit. I read that, too. It wasn't bad. But, yeah, I don't hate Flash Thompson Venom. I also don't hate Matt Gargan Venom. Scorpion Venom was pretty sick while he was a thing.
I never got into other Venoms. I never did the Venoms things. Outside of Eddie Brock.
I don't know how long Matt Gargan lasted. I feel like he was Venom for a while, though. And that was cool because it's hard to make a character likable when you, change their shit. And he was always Scorpion forever. But no, whenever he was Venom, I thought, it worked. It felt like a good fit between him and the symbiote and all the shit. And the design was good. That's always a good start.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. You're right. It does look mostly good. Not all the picks work, but some of... I don't know what the fuck this shit is. This looks awful, but the other ones look good. The other ones look cool.
What are you looking at? Now I gotta look at this. What are you...
It's like some of that fucking Ed Wood shit from that Mortal Kombat site.
Oh, look at cool Valdo again.
Oh, is that Valdo?
Nope. Got it. Here we go.
Venom, I think.
Look at that.
You're right, though. It is a good design. It does
That's
look
not
good.
Matt Gargan Venom, is it?
Oh, that's what pulled up in the search, but... I think Mac Venom is this guy right here, which actually does look pretty good.
Let's see. I always screw up that guy's name, too. Mac. Yeah, there he is. That's Matt Gargan Venom. He looks pissed, and he has, eyes.
It looks blue. I like it. Blue's a good look for Venom. I miss it.
I think they're gonna... for me, that just feels like a fucking color cell. I think that's going to be a thing.
I'm in. I'll
Especially,
buy it.
if they do release that X-Men pack or whatever, they just, they also put out some colors along with it, our classic-oriented, old-school Marvel vs. Capcom shit. That sounds like a thing. But you haven't played him yet?
No, I haven't allowed him yet, but I have played as him, and he feels very similar to Marvel 1. The difference is, he had web moves in Marvel 1, but one was a command throw, which is back, by the way. The other one was air dash, which is also back. But now he can actually zip line like Marvel 3 Spider-Man. And he really does play like a Spider-Man character who's all roided out. So, he feels really good. He seems very strong to me. He's not terribly hard to use, at least comparatively. I think it's a lot easier than a lot of other characters. And the Red Venom looks good. It looks like classic Marvel vs. Capcom 1 Red Venom. So, good shit. I think they did a very good job. And they wrote the character horribly. All the things I love about Venom were replaced with Venom eating people, which, as we talked about before the show, was such a very small part of its history.
Yeah. It's come on, man. That's not... Come on.
That's all he talks about. I'm like, God, the most boring fucking part about Venom. It's not even. It's borderline retcon too. Anyway,
I mean, it's almost as bad as talking about as Hulk doing that, talking about eating people. Like, yeah, he's done it before, sorta, but
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's. There's been a couple occasions where Hulk just gets pissed and like chomps on people. I don't know if he actually eats them. He might just like tear them apart with his mouth. I think he's eaten them a time or two. But it's not like, you know, it's it was a thing. He was trying it once. It didn't stick. He let it go. It's okay. It'd be a weird thing to like make into a permanent thing with his character. I think this is... Yep, that's Space Venom. Or the good Flash Venom that I like.
Oh, damn, he's huge.
He is. He's back to being big again instead of SWAT Venom. I like, I like big Venoms. I cannot lie.
No, this is a solid Venom. I like the logo a lot. The logo looks really fucking good.
What was he doing? I think he was with the Guardians of the Galaxy for a while with that suit.
Well, I could see like a logo that may or may not be part of the Nova. It's hard to tell.
That sounds like it was probably a thing as well.
Okay, interesting.
You wanna wrap it up with the questions?
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
All right, questions. I'm going to call this segment Temp Talks. It's going to be a thing. You okay with that?
I'm down. Let's Temp Talk.
I've been doing it for months. I probably should have had this talk beforehand, but you know what?
I'm down. It's got a rhyme ring.
Well,
noise to it.
It's a pun. I hate puns. They're the worst thing in the ever. But I'm using it. It's like TED Talks.
I dig alliteration. Dude, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm into it.
This is nothing more than a public service announcement.
All right, question number 1. Starting things off correct, this was why was at the Game Awards, why was Injustice 2 snubbed in the Best Shooter category?
That's a good point. It should have won. Whoa, wait, hold on. Were they reviewing pre-patch or post-patch? Pre-patch, it probably would have won. Post-patch, Deadshot was taken down a category. But no, they're still good shooters. No, that's a fantastic question.
Superman was still in the game. I think it was very viable. That comes to us from Django. Way to start us off right, man.
That's that. I have not the wisdom to answer that question. It's a very good question.
It was a snub. It was fucked up. I think it was ridiculous. Next year, I'm sure they'll get it right once Warner Brothers starts leaning on them. Who am I kidding? Warner Brothers doesn't have any money to lean anymore. They keep fucking making all these bad and DC movies, and it's like, what did they say about that shit? Like, the most lucrative box office flop ever, or some shit like that. I don't know what it was, but
yeah, where it's like it made a lot of box office money, but they couldn't recoup because they just spent so much on reshoots.
Nope, that's how it happens. A thing doesn't get better if you continually throw money at it. It's not the Band-Aid it sounds like. Okay, the next question. Okay, here's a good one from Snake Eyes. Should the character creator return in Soul Calibur 6?
I'm going to say... I'll put my cards on the table. I do not like the character creator in Soul Calibur. I don't think it looks good. The only game that really did it right, in my opinion, was 3, and that's because they had a single-player offline mode that really complemented it well. So, visually, I've never been a fan, especially when Soul Calibur 3 had a lot of console characters that were kind of under-designed, in my opinion, and they kind of got lost in all that mess. I'd have to kind of go back and see which characters they were, but because that's going really far back in the recesses. But with all that said, yes, I do think it should be back because we don't really have a modern equivalent that I'm aware of. I don't think there's a modern fighting game that allows you to customize a character in that amount of depth with that amount of visuals like Soul Calibur did. And the closest thing we have to it is Injustice. But in Injustice, the visual customization doesn't have a lot of diversity, in my opinion. There's a lot of shared visuals. among the Injustice customization. And the gameplay, no one fucking uses abilities. Even the ones I earned and I tried to use, fuck that shit.
It's breaking my heart. I worked so hard for that dick stick.
Well, you worked for nothing, sir.
It's true. No, it's true. I don't. It's like, where does this? Since they added in, since they patched in, like, ranked sets instead of the singles and all the extra modes, which I love. I'm so happy they did all that shit. So now there is like a dedicated, like, player matches. There's not player matches anymore. There's like, competitive casuals and ability casuals or whatever. That's fine. Like, it has its own spot. Fucking no. Good luck trying to get a match in there. It's fucking tumbleweeds. You can probably still find someone, but you don't want to either. That's the other thing. You're gonna get something fucking weird. So yeah, the dick stick is nice to have. I never really use it.
Yeah, it's hard to use. It's hard to find. I mean, and I question how balanced it is as well. That thing looks. I have not tested that in matchup to matchup, but playing against it is very rough, and there's a lot of options in that stick. So
it's funny you say it has a lot of options. I think it's actually a little worse than it was in the last game.
Interesting. Okay.
There's a few weird quirks, like changes they made. There's a few changes they made to some of the strings, and some of the strings, like, they changed how much damage it does, so it's more viable to do another string now instead, which is interesting. Like, I kind of like it in theory, because it's like, well, this is not Dick Grayson using the stick, this is shitty Damien using the stick. Everything should be shittier, because it's Damien. But it's not different enough. It's like, this is just a weird change. Why'd you do this? Because it's so microscopic that you have to get in there, with the fucking magnifying glass, which I did. I fired both of the games up, and I compared them fucking frame by frame, and it's like, okay, so this was made, and that was my conclusion. They made the dick stick in this game a little more easy, a little more casual friendly, it feels like.
That's a shame. Nightwing should not be easy, in my opinion.
No. Yeah, that was the Nightwing thing. Like, you had to be good at, like, switching stances and doing all of this other technical shit to get the full breadth of the character to make him overall viable. And even then, it was a question if he wasn't really viable. You never really saw him in tournaments doing super well. He was a tough character. But no, the dick stick in this game is, it's part of, like, a fucking, part of the game that doesn't really get used. It doesn't really have a good place, in my opinion. The abilities, in general. And then B, it's like, well, this is weird for weird reasons. Or this is different for weird reasons. It's okay. But you know what? It's fun as a throwaway. It just feels like there was probably a lot of effort and development time put into all these throwaway abilities for it to be a throwaway feature. They should have used it more.
And Dick Stick is the best case scenario, because Dr. Fate's abilities fucking break the game. Like, and he's just one of many characters. There's a lot of broken shit out there.
There's a lot of broken shit with the abilities that is just, it's just there to be fun. Like you were saying, like Street Fighter 4 Omega mode or something. Like, this is for fun, and that's okay. Fun is important in fighting games. It's hard to make it to where it's like, it is fun, but you still, like, it feels relevant, or, fun, but not feel unnecessary, if that makes sense. Something like that.
I was for all that customization shit in Injustice for one reason, and it's that we can finally diversify the mirror match. Like, if RPG elements are into fighting games, and we balance it by some miracle, that means we can actually create... We're not just limited by a select screen anymore. Right. We can actually create really interesting mirror matches. And the variation system, as much as I love it, pretty much made the mirror match impossible. You have to pick the same variation, or you have to pick another character. Because internally, like, variation to variation were usually 7-3s. They were very ugly matchups, in my opinion. So, I mean, God, we played how much Grandmaster, Cryomancer? That was rough, dude.
We played a lot, but I was going to say, like, those two, I don't think they're that offset with which one's better than the other.
You literally can't do anything without meter. There's literally nothing you can do.
I do definitely understand how frustrating it is.
And if I'm right, I get like 10% damage And if you're right, you get a fucking combo and corner carry. So it's the worst trade deal in the history of trade deals. I hate it.
I do agree, though, with the, like, another game into them working on variations from, like, a design standpoint. I'm really hyped to see that. And I hope there's a thing with that, MK11.
Definitely.
Variations, like, I think it was a great start to a really, really important idea. Not just a good idea. I think it's an important idea in fighting games to don't just do the same thing. That's such a problem with fighting games. You do back to block because fighting games have back to block, that sort of thing. The thing that makes the game stand out a lot is the differences, and you gotta shake it up. A lot of people hate variations, and I don't know what else to say, but you're wrong. They're great. They're fantastic. And Injustice really dropped the ball on not incorporating abilities into the actual game. It would have been harder.
There's a lot of resources. What's up?
It would have been harder. It would have been way harder to balance, but I would have much rather had, like, 2 abilities per character instead of 6, or 6 plus, and they be balanced and they have purpose in the game. And it would have been like bringing the idea of the variations from MKX over into Injustice instead of taking a step back. That's how I felt about it.
Well, even people who don't like variations acknowledge that their dislike of variations is, for the most part, a philosophical preference. That is not how people feel about Gear. People feel like Gear is a failure. It is an example of how you don't, I guess, incorporate unlocks into a game.
It's true. There's a lot of bad stigma that comes along with the Gear just because of, again, design and presentation and delivery. Like, everyone... You can, like, throw a rock at one of the Nethercast episodes and it's just lamenting at, mother boxes and their fucking randomness. And I don't disagree. That shit's fucking whack. It's hella whack. Like I just said, I got the dick stick I think I got it pre-patch, which was the worst time to try to get it. I don't want to tell you all the weird shit I did to get that shit. We're talking save scumming. I had programs set up. I had my Cronus Max on all the time. There was weird shit going on.
That's awesome, though. That's old school. Like, I miss doing shit like that for games.
Yeah, for a minute it felt awesome. After the first week or 2 weeks, it was like, I'm not happy with myself. I'm not happy with you, NetherRealm, and I'm not happy with me. This is sad, but I feel like if NetherRealm can take all that data and use it well for their next time, they should, and there's good to come of it.
Let's hope so.
Just stop doing random. No one likes random. This is a fighting game. Like, random is bad. You don't want random. You want variables to be the players. And that carries over into fucking the stupid shit like how my character looks. It's not stupid, but you know what I mean. It's not necessarily...
That's a good way to put it, though. Yeah, make the variables the players and make everything else static. I think that's a good way to put it.
I answered your question, I think. We both did.
Well, the nutshell answer is if they bring it back, I think we do need another modern attempt at it to make it right, but only if it complements the online content and only if it looks good. And only if it's balanced. Like, don't make that shit broken again. Although maybe that's too many years ago. But yes, complement offline content, look good. Otherwise, to me, it's just a giant waste of resources. But I think we do need to try it once more. So that's my answer.
I agree. Make it more considered what you actually put in the game, and make it part of the game. Make it as like a part of the heart of the game. Don't make it a side shit. That wasn't even the question. Character creator from Soul Calibur in Soul Calibur 6. You answered that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I'm just scared that it's going to turn out like Tekken, and I can't look at it. I have to avert my eyes because Akuma has a pizza on his fucking back or some shit. Like, that's the thing that always worries me about that shit. And
Asuka has a fish.
It fucking freaks me the fuck out. It's like, it's a meta that I can't compete with. I lose. and I kind of want to play Soul Calibur, and if somebody can put a fucking, the fucking rain cloud over someone's head, I'm just going to be looking at it, and it's over. That's just a meta I can't deal with.
I think you're going to be okay, because they're very protective of the Soul Calibur aesthetic, unlike Tekken, where they clearly have not given a shit for a long time. And I do think the creative character shit will be quarantined. I don't think you're going to be online fighting, your Siegfried against fucking some like Beer Hat 2015. Like, I don't think you're going to have to worry about that shit. I think it is going to be quarantined to its own mode.
I think you're probably right. I remember, oddly enough, I remember playing around with the Soul Calibur customization stuff before. I remember it being all right. I didn't hate it. So, yeah, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt there. As long as they don't have to fight like fucking weird anime shit or just like weird shit. Like fucking, it's Japan, so fucking stick seafood on anything. Like, don't do it. Don't keep fish and octopi and tentacles and the most random shit. Like, I don't know. Now I'm talking myself out of it again. It's a circle. I don't know. The second part of that question was a follow-up. Which guest character would you like to see?
Raziel from Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver.
What the fuck are you doing? It's never gonna happen. Why would you even say that shit?
That's what I want.
So I can get salty?
There's no other character. That's the only guest character I'm ever going to be okay with.
Would that be like do you want to do the cross-platform thing, like a guest character all the way around, or console-specific?
If it's Raziel, all around.
Yeah.
If it's anything other than Raziel, I want platform-specific, so that I don't have to see that shit in tournament.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna remember that. I would also.
Though, that is an excellent question.
It is. Raziel will be hype. Kain would be hype too, though. I don't want him to do that. That feels a lot like the Star Wars thing. Like, fucking put Raziel on one, Kain on the other. Don't do that. That's not gonna happen. No one even knows what fucking.
Which one would you buy?
I don't know. I don't want to have to Xbox either. Oh my god! Huh? No. Xbox is Kain.
And there's the fucking Nintendo Switch. They get Ariel. Like, I don't know how this works anymore.
Ew, Ariel.
That'd be tight.
It's not on the Switch though, is it? I didn't see a Switch logo.
The rumor was it was going to be on the Switch, but I don't think it's confirmed for the Switch.
It'd be weird if there was a PC exclusive. Though that wouldn't be terribly surprising either. If there was a PC exclusive, who would it be? Kain, Raziel. You could have like human Raziel if you wanted to be weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of just the two characters. Bad. Like, I can think of other characters, but none that were like so important to the story that you'd have to put this guy in the game. Except unless you do like the Elder God. You made an Elder God a fucking. I don't even know how that would work. He's a giant tentacle.
You just fight one tentacle. He's like in the background, but it's just one tentacle that does all the fucking like soul moves and shit.
That's what he has to, and he has to talk shit. Like, that's his go-to shit. That's really his bread and butter is shit talking. I'm the hub of the wheel, and you fucking suck. And that's just man, that guy's dead.
Is it Mobius?
Mobius is he's in there. He's the time streamer dude with a cool hoodie.
Yeah, he can be PC exclusive.
Okay, that's what sucks, though. That's what sucks. Kain would have to be Xbox, and I'd be salty, because obviously I want to play as Raziel.
Yeah, because he's the best. And that guy's going to die soon. They really need to make a new Soul Reaver before
they're all going to die soon. Every single fucking person in there is going to die soon. Tony J already died. He's already died.
Yeah. But, like, Papa Smurf was old when the game came out. Like, fucking... Like, you've seen the voice actor for Kain, dude. He's all, like, fucking... When I saw him, he was, like, in his, like, late 30s, all, like, buffed out.
Yeah.
And shit, like... Now, he's got a good decade and a half ahead of him, at least.
He does.
I'm trying to really pessimistic. I'm sure he'll live a long, happy life.
I hope so. That guy, he... what do I remember him from recently? I know he was a voice in Darksiders 2.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's tight.
He was the big bad in that game. I played that game for like 5 minutes. I like those games, by the way. Play Darksiders if anyone hasn't. They're fun. Well, they're fun in like a really bloated Zelda kind of way. It's Zelda, but more.
That's how I feel about Okami. I feel like Okami is just a really good Zelda game. Not bloated, but I love Okami.
But man, like 5 minutes into Darksiders 2, it was like, Kain? I hear a Kain in there. It's a fucking Kain. I think Blood Omen came out initially first. I feel like this was the case. Blood Omen 2, sorry, on the original Xbox before it hit the PlayStations, which is why I'm saying he would be Xbox.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
I'm not just throwing this out talking shit. I have fucking lore to back up this super thing that's never gonna happen in a billion years. We're never gonna fucking see it. I would love to see it. That would get me hype. If I had a guest character, though, I would pick, I've already said it, Alucard. I'd put Alucard in here.
Okay, he'd be a good fit for Soul Calibur. I think it's a good fit.
I think, too. And it would redeem his fucking stupid Castlevania Judgment bullshit. Put him in a good fighting game. That would be
such an easy concept. I cannot believe they didn't nail that shit, but...
And I still can't, that fucking announcer to me still sounds like Alucard. It's probably not, but I think it might be. There's a chance. Whenever he fucking says the shit in the trailer, fucking, welcome back to the stage of history, all I hear is fucking, I'm interested in this. It sounds like the fucking same dude.
Oh, it's tight.
Yeah, then you give him the fucking, give him the Crusaderum. Whatever that sword was. That was sick. I would play that game so much, I would have a new main. What's the next question? That was from Snake Eyes, by the way.
Good shit, Snake Eyes. Appreciate it.
GG's. What is this one? Smokeman and Redman and Ishii all said, what's up with Fujin? Our entire episode, the last episode, was all about that. Check it out. The whole episode.
Yeah, I have nothing else to say about Fujin, guys. He didn't even... did he even make my list? Fucking...
I don't remember, did he?
I can't remember the top 7 or the top... Oh, God. Anywho,
I didn't do a list. I wasn't in... I was not asked. I was snubbed. It's okay.
The list was improvised. Did we do everyone? I don't know if Shadow's list ever made it up. I'm trying to remember.
Oh, good. Me and Shad have been snubbed. I see how it is. That's cool. I'm glad it's not just me.
It may have just been me. I can't remember now. I think it might have just been me inside. Work is so fucking stressful. This is all just fucking jelly in my brain.
Maybe there's more to look forward to then. More to come.
The only answer I have is I've said everything I can say about Fujin, and he's in or he's not. I can't wait to see more energy on that battle. I'm tired. White flag.
Dude, we blew it up in the last episode. Check it out. There's nothing more to say. And he should be the Soul Calibur guest character. He already kind of looks like...
Okay, yeah, I had to think about it. I'm like, all right, maybe.
I can already kind of see it a little too well.
I'll take it just for the blow-ups. I will allow it.
That would be weird. All right, and we got one from... thanks, by the way, Smokeman, Redman, and Ishii. Fucking thumbs up all day.
Yeah, thanks indeed.
Comes from Medenia. Says... Do you think MKX should introduce new characters, or MK11 should introduce new characters?
Okay, I was about to say, yeah.
Or did MKX fill that void?
I'd be open-minded to about 3 new characters, but that's about it. I think 4, is going to make everyone happy. Anything more than 4 is going to hurt the roster.
4.
Because, again, we just got 8 new characters, so my reasoning is, why do people want new characters if they don't play with the ones they got now? If we just got 8 characters, they can't all come back. If you add a new character, you're taking up a space for a potential D'Vorah, for a potential Aaron Black. So if people truly like new characters, you can't keep introducing 8 characters, 8 characters, 8 characters. All that does, people can bitch and moan about how bad the 3D era was. Part of the reason why Armageddon was so congested is because they over-introduced way too many new cast members. And God, I'm just if people aren't gonna root or cheer for or hold on to the new characters we got in MKX, I don't want to see any more in MK11. But that's me. 3, I think, is the happy number. That's some healthy amount of fresh blood, but in a 30-character roster, I feel like 4 is right on that borderline of just bursting the floodgates. So, thoughts, Jenga?
No, I agree mostly. 4, yeah, I think you're right. I think 4 is probably a good number with our usual size roster. I don't think there should ever be a game where there's not a new character, though. I am not someone who just wants the old stuff before we move ahead, and I'm not one of those people that's like, you know, we owe it to the fucking whatever, the fucking you know, Fujins of the world or something. Before we owe it to like do them justice before moving on forward. I think every game needs to have at least some new character. Not 8, probably, unless all the characters are fucking sick and they know it. If they're not all sick and they know it, if they're not all clearly amazing, or even just like super sick, like if they're not all D'Vorah and Aaron Black and Takeda, I'm putting him on the list, god damn it. If they're not those characters, that's cool. Fucking leave them off. Don't go into it with like a quota. We gotta have this many characters. No, don't do that. That's stupid. 4.
That's another reason why I don't want new characters. I think out of the 8 we got last time, aside from just hurting the roster overall, I don't think the quality was there. There might have been 2 characters I'd want to see back, maybe 1.5 characters. It's really just Aaron Black, and maybe like half of Takeda. Maybe take an alternate costume, but that's about it. Like,
you were not a fan of D'Vorah, were you?
No, I can't stand D'Vorah.
See,
like, honestly, I was trying. Like, I was really trying to like the character. Same thing with Cassie. I really was trying to be like, all right, everyone likes Cassie. I want to like things too. And fucking D'Vorah's story mode just ruined it. I fucking hate that character. Nothing redeemable. Just ugly, poor story, no motive. Cassie was exactly... Not only was she fucking not interesting to me, but she was kind of a MacGuffin of a character, and that really was not what they needed to do. They really needed to earn the audience's favor on that character, and they fucking blew it. So, yeah, it's really just Aaron Black.
I also have to mention Kotal Khan. I like Kotal Khan a bunch. I think Kotal Khan is sick. I have all but completely divorced myself from, like, using, like, incorporating story mode to determine how I feel about a character now. It's like, when was the last time there was a Mortal Kombat story that wasn't just weird? That wasn't just weird and disappointing and disappointing. Like, fucking most of the character endings were better than the shit that happened in story mode, and a lot of that's probably because it's just less. You know, you kind of get to fill in the gaps yourself, and you're always going to fill it in with something that's better usually.
Well, Kotal Khan was such a dumbass in the story that the character in the comics that I kind of started to dig turned out didn't even exist. He was all fan fiction the whole time.
No, you're right, and it's that's the sort of thing that I didn't like. Aaron Black wasn't that much different. There just wasn't anything to him, really.
Actually, no, because he had more of like an honor code to him in the comics. In the game, he's just an asshole. He's just like a Han Solo knockoff. So
it felt like his honor code was implied in like his ending, maybe, or maybe it might have been his bio. I don't know, but
I don't know either.
I agree that pretty much everything that was in the comics was better than what happened. For me, that's how I felt. Everything was in the comics was better than what happened in the game. In the game, we started getting shit like, what's that dude's name? Fucking, Kung Lao's baby mama, whatever that kid was.
Kung Jin.
He kicked the shit out of Kotal Khan. Like, what? It's just casuals? Like, they had a casuals? And he kicked Kotal Khan's ass? Like, no. Kotal Khan needs to be a badass. And he is a badass. In the comics, he looks fucking sick. He's like I've said it before, he kind of reminds me of like a Apocalypse-type character.
When I found out he wasn't really green, that hurt the character a lot for me, too. That really brought the character down in the ranks for me.
You like the green more than the blue?
I hate it. His alternate costume is...
Oh, that was fucked up.
Yeah, like, I'm like, wait, he's not actually green? This is fucking bullshit. So, yeah.
That was shitty. No, I totally agree with that. No, that was whack. I'm, again, fucking anything that happens in Mortal Kombat story mode, like, I don't care. D'Vorah was cool. Kotal Khan was cool. The shit they did in story mode was often not that cool.
I just couldn't really get into the design either. The design is first and foremost when I look at a new character.
How stupid that fucking shit looks over there. What is that? He looks like a knockoff Goro.
Yeah, it's bad. It's like some Mad Max shit, but
his main, like, again, like, he still kind of feels a little bit like Apocalypse. Like, he has a little bit of like this ancient but like Stargate type shit to him.
I feel like the Aztec aspect really eclipsed that for me, so it's hard to... And just to clarify, Adenia, like, if you do want new characters, I totally get it. In other fighting games, I do too. Like, there are fighting games I play where I'm not against new characters. I think a great example of that is Killer Instinct.
Ew, Killer Instinct new characters.
Dude, I like them, man.
Some of them are good. Like, my main is a new character, Kotal Khan. Not Kotal Khan. The other one. Khan Ra. He's a badass. He's fucking sick. But then sometimes...
It's Sako, Aganos, they're tight. Man, Sadira was cool.
Aganos, he's alright. He's okay. Fucking... But they can't all be Hisakos, man. They're not all Khan Ra's. They're not all fucking out of the park. That fucking... Whatever that boss was, fuck that chick. Whatever the hell that was.
She looked too much like Michael Jackson from Moonwalker, so I didn't like her either. Arya?
Who are you talking... Is that... She... Yes. Yes, I believe so. I think.
Yeah, no, that's definitely her. Yeah, her design just didn't look right to me. I was open-minded to Arya in the teaser, but I just don't think the look works.
I'm also not into, fucking... Yeah, that chick. What the hell? I'm also not into Maya's weird sister.
Oh, Mira? Yeah, I agree. I thought Mira was kind of a disappointment. This fucking select screen.
Aganos, no. If I had to pick yay or nay, I have to go nay with Aganos. I don't like how big he is. I think he fucks up the shit too much, and he was a good example of the problem I had with that part of Killer Instinct. Like, every character changed the game to such a huge degree.
Yeah, that really aged KI bad in my opinion as well, and the guest characters are probably the worst I've ever seen outside of Rash.
It was Rash and Gears of War Duder.
Yeah, and Halo Duder, which in theory is not bad.
There was a Halo Duder. I forgot about
stuff. That. Yeah, it was just too much. It hurt the game's aesthetic a lot. But anyway, that's my piece on new characters. I want 3 at most. If we're up to me, we could probably get 2 max, but 3 I'm okay with. 4 is on the border.
I agree. I feel like the same amount is that he said is a good amount. But I think they're extremely important and vital. I don't think there should be a new entry to the series without a new character. I wish Mortal Kombat 9 had a new character. I still wish Mortal Kombat 9 had a new character. Besides,
well, that's another reason I don't want new characters. Is because we did get one. Her name was Scarlet, and they threw her in the garbage. That's another reason I don't want new characters.
Well, that's because she was kind of garbage. Like, what was she?
Oh, she was tight. Dude, I like the gameplay.
She was a red palette swap. Like, that's the reason why they put her in there, and I get it, all that shit, but I would have liked to have seen something else. Like, you fuck up time that introduces new consequences. Like, that's the whole deal here, which, brings in new characters. Bring in a fucking one of those weird, Shang Tsung guards if you want to. Do some shit.
Maybe the Jester Mask kind of looking guys. To me, dude,
yeah, whatever those guys are.
Scarlet was just Mortal Kombat's take on Ibuki. I thought it was tight, and I'm sad that never launched. So again, I'm an old man, Adenia. I'm just jaded, and I've had a lot of bad experiences. So
I don't hate Scarlet. Let's point that out.
That's fair. I didn't think you did.
She was kind of fun to fight online, if I remember correctly. I think I do. And by fun, I mean annoying.
Yeah, so to say, that's a strange idea of fun, sir.
But if they got too stupid with that, like, diving knife thing, then I just, I play Sub-Zero. I clone. So sure, bring it. She was kind of annoying though, but still, if that counts as a new character for MK9, I guess. But yeah, every entry needs some new characters, not a ton.
I can get on board with that. I can get behind that.
Was that all the questions? Are you guys satisfied? No. What are your thoughts on Capcom building their own interconnected universe with a bunch of the franchises now meeting in Street Fighter. I'm just going to grab this one because it's a good one, and it doesn't get talked about enough, but it feels like it's been like right there below the surface for a long time, like a Capcom versus Capcom type situation. I'd be cool with that. I'd be super down for that, and maybe if they did that, there would be a chance for like Samanosuke to be in a video game. There's a lot of characters that were like we wanted in Infinite that didn't make it. And if it was just Capcom versus Capcom characters, that wouldn't really be an excuse. We'd all be disappointed. Let's be realistic here.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be. I actually love the Capcom side. I only played one Marvel character in the whole game, and that's Venom. So
no, that's the thing. Like, there's plenty of Capcom characters I would love to see. I just don't have faith that I would see them, even in a game that was just the Capcom characters.
Spencer versus Spencer. Yeah,
I would love fucking. There would be Nemesis versus RE5 Chris again for whatever reason. And we'd be on RE9 by that point, and it would still be RE5 Chris for some reason. I would love to see Joe Baker or Jack Baker, and both of them. That would be super fun. Like I said, Samanosuke. And I would love to see Zero from the Mega Man Zero games. That would be sick.
Yeah, I think they tried to do it as an all costume, but it didn't quite work right. Marvel Zero alternate. Let me see if I can find it.
And the costume is good, but it's hard to those games really did kind of have a whole different art style to them, and they had there was a lot of blood. There was a lot of chopping people in half, which was fun. Like, that was kind of fun for the thing. It was like Mega Man X in the gritty future. I mean, that's literally what it was.
I can get into it. Yeah, I actually tried to play those games. I really enjoyed them for a while. I just my stamina for playing handheld is not great.
Oh, fuck handheld! Yeah, I played them on emulators. I know I bought the Mega Man Zero collection for the DS.
Yeah, I got it on the DS as well.
On emulators, it's way better. Fucking put a controller with those games, and it's like. Hi Mega Man X, here's where you've been. This is fantastic. This is amazing. And it was made by Inti Creates, the guys that got hired to do My Number 9. And that game was shitty. I
didn't know that.
I was so bummed whenever the game turned out shitty, because it's like, this was Inti Creates. They did all these Mega Man Zero games, and they were all fucking amazing. Like, these guys can do really good Mega Man. They've already done it a billion times. This was not their fault, and it came out that was not their fault, which we already kind of figured it by that point, and boy. Let's not talk about disappointments. There's a new Mega Man game out there. It's Mega Man 11. They're actually making a thing.
I wasn't really into 9 or 10. I'm really only an MMX guy. I'm not really into the old Mega Mans anymore. 3 was kind of where it peaked.
No, listen, I'm definitely a Mega Man X fan. That's my jam when it's Mega Man. When I think Mega Man, I think Mega Man X. And Mega Man Zero, I like it so much because it's like it is an extension of X. It's a little bit. It's kind of it's a little bit like of a grimdark Mega Man X continuation, but it's okay. It works. It's not totally Zack Snyder. What was I saying? Oh, but Mega Man 11, it looks good. It's not just, reusing the same pixel shit and what. They're making a new game. And there's development resources being poured into it. And it looks cool. I like the look of it, the aesthetic, so...
Yeah, I agree. The visuals are well done, and it looks like it has progressed, which is kind of what they need to do at this point. They can't really ride the retro train anymore, but... Well, I wanted to ask, who asked that question, the previous one?
That was... I think it was Snake Eyes. Let me double check. I believe... Yep, Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes. It depends on what you're referring to, because if you're referring to Zeku in Street Fighter V, I don't like it. Because basically we found out Zeku was... part of the Strider lore. So now Strider is just a glorified fucking Street Fighter sequel, and that's no bueno. That's bad. I don't like that stuff. I didn't even really like it with Final Fight, but at least Final Fight's grounded, because Final Fight was supposed to be Street Fighter 2, and then when they decided to do an actual conventional fighting game, well, it was conventional back in 1990, then they turned it back to its own IP, and they kind of mixed together with Alpha. So... I don't like it with Strider. I don't feel like the Strider lore was well established and popular enough to really warrant that. I feel like there's still a lot of fleshing out to do, and now Strider's lore is going to be forever eclipsed by Street Fighter V, in my opinion, which is bad because there was still room to work, in my opinion. There was more to Strider, just that shitty Emperor and that fucking and Mr. Hiru, and so that's the tragedy of Strider. What's he known for? Now, Marvel vs. Capcom and new to the series Street Fighter V. Strider's not even known for his own fucking franchise anymore. So that's heartbreaking to me. So it's done. There's no going back now. I don't want to see more of it.
Did you play that last Strider game?
I bought it and I played it quite a bit. Actually, I just bought it for Black Friday and I thought it was a blast. It's a Metroidvania, surprisingly. Yeah. I had a lot of fun with it.
I had a lot of fun with it. That was Double Helix, I believe.
Ooh,
right before they got snatched up by Amazon, and they're dead.
They were never seen again.
They were never seen or heard from again. That's no, yeah, I played it. It was fun. I wish that Strider was the one in Infinite. I was kind of surprised that it wasn't, but then I wasn't surprised because it's like, well, here's RE5 Chris. Like, I get it. You guys are kind of reusing your shit here because you guys made this on like $5. But I'd like to see that Strider in Infinite. Because he looks cool. He had like the laser scarf and all that shit. Lean that way. I don't know much about his lore, Strider's lore, but that Strider...
Well, there's not much to know. It's very underwritten, and I would have liked to have seen them take a real stab at it before it got eaten up by Street Fighter V. But go on, yeah.
No, I just got the vibe that Double Helix game was like sort of a rebooty or its own universe or whatever. I don't know if that's true. That's just how it seemed to me. If that was the case, then if that was the case, then like the Street Fighter V stuff doesn't really affect it too much. Well, that's definitely not the Double Helix Strider stuff.
I feel like it also hurt Zeku as well, because Zeku was Guy's master. And I feel like all that whole relationship is now pretty much irrelevant in Street Fighter V, so thanks, Capcom. I just hate the whole situation, honestly. So, yeah, if they are separate universes, it would be strange to go back now, because Strider came out in 2014, right?
Yes.
So I have a feeling that they have a long-term plan to incorporate Strider more and more into Street Fighter, which just horrifies me, so...
No, like, you would think that, and, since that came out in 2014, it's like... What place or significance does this have with whatever you're doing in, like, Street Fighter V, if any, and who knows? But I think, I don't know, like, I think Japan has a whole different take on... the universe building than what we have going on over here that's trendy. Like fucking Akuma being in the Tekken story. Like, it's so many questions. It's fucking Batman Returns Nigma. It's just like, it's not Returns. What is that? It is Returns. It is not Returns. It's Forever.
Forever. Yes, Forever. I did think about it too.
Batman Forever. There's too many questions. And these devs seem to be having like more of a fluid, quote, fun, idea of it, or interpretation of the American trend, which isn't bad, but it leaves people that are like looking for things that aren't just fun, like logic and shit. It's like, but wait a minute, what does that do to this and the what? I don't know.
Thank God for Noctis, because Noctis ruined that whole. What if Akuma's permanent canon? That's all. Even though he's in story mode, they can't make Noctis permanent canon. So Geese, Noctis, they finally burst the balloon. So
is Noctis in any story material in that game?
No, he's not. And what the records show that I love Noctis. I think Final Fantasy 15 is an amazing game. It's the best camping simulator you'll ever play. But
oh my God, that's what it looks like to me, man.
I don't know.
I think they did it right in that one reveal trailer they did for him when they showed him fishing. It's like, man, this guy is the coolest guy from a fishing simulator.
Dude, fishing is so fun. Like when I catch like a trout or like a rainbow trout or some shit in Final Fantasy 15, it is hype. And then, dude, Final Fantasy 15 in general is just a great game, dude. You fucking kill monsters, you go camp, you level up, you catch a fish, and then your gay friend cooks it. It's like the best game ever.
That's exactly what I thought when I saw that shit. That's exactly what I was feeling. It's
not a great Final Fantasy, but I'm fine if you don't look at it through that lens. But yeah, go on.
No, Monster Hunter, it just looks like a better version of that for me. Or I should say a more fitting version of that. I fucking kill some weird thing, I cook it and eat it or some shit.
That's a name I've heard a lot lately. Everyone and their mom on Skype was playing the Monster Hunter demo, so I'm probably picking that up in January. The one for PS4?
Yeah, I saw it. What I saw looks good and fun. So
I think I'm in there. I still haven't played Skyrim. It's still in the cellophane. I need
Capcom to make some good games, so they can make me some good games eventually. That's the dream. They can make me a Mega Man X game, or something equally sick. Oh, I can get fucking Samanosuke in something at some point. God, I'm so thirsty for fucking some good Onimusha.
Well, you may not be as long of a wait as you think. Oh, dude, one more thing before we close shop.
Yes.
Dude, Team Ninja said we have a big announcement for NEC. Northeast. Fuck, I don't remember what it stands for. But anyway, like, we have a big announcement, right? So everyone's like, oh my god, they're going to announce a new Dead or Alive game. And everyone's getting hyped. People were like, they're retweeting shit.
Wait, Team Ninja?
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
Okay, so they do DOA and...
yeah, that's why Ninja Gaiden's in...
Ninja Gaiden, yeah.
Yeah, that's why he's in Dead or Alive. It's tight.
Okay.
So, like, everyone's fucking retweeting shit about a Dead or Alive announcement in NEC. And then the announcement starts, and they announce they're not going to be supporting Dead or Alive 5 anymore. There's going to be no release content, and they're going to take an extended break from fighting games. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Wow. Why would you do that? Big announcement. What the fuck? Why? I mean, okay, like, granted, it was time. Like, I don't blame them for making that decision. But don't hype that up.
Yeah, it's a weird thing to hype. You shouldn't hype not doing things.
If you want to say goodbye, just fucking make a YouTube announcement. Don't, like, get in front of an audience. Like, what are you thinking? Like, man, not the smartest thing I've seen this week, but holy shit. So that's the thing. They hyped up a bailing on Dead or Alive 5. Like, I just can't even believe that's real. But
anyway, those dodgeball memes, like, bold move, Cotton. Like, what do you guys? It's interesting strat there. I do hope it pays off for you.
Yes. I hope it pays off when they're busy not making Dead or Alive games. But
well, what are they gonna make? They're gonna make fucking more Ninja Gaidens, or did they make Nioh?
I don't know. I think so. That sounds right.
I think they made Nioh. I think Nioh was reasonably successful.
Oh yeah, no, it was. Did you play Nioh?
I did not.
I didn't either, but I heard mediocre things. I heard it was just a more shallow Dark Souls, which
I heard stuff like all over across the board about that.
Yeah, you're right. Team Ninja, they did that. Yeah,
I heard anime Dark Souls. I also heard like more than one person being like the combat is better than Dark Souls combat.
Okay.
So it's like, listen, I can't argue with you because I'm not going to play Dark Souls and Nioh to get to the bottom of this. So one of you's right. I think, but I also heard that like Bloodborne was better than the combat in Nioh, but Nioh's combat was more fun than Dark Souls combat. Jesus Christ! So you guys can figure it out amongst yourselves.
Yeah, well, Bloodborne's really hurt by the 30 frames per second thing, so
that's what everyone always says, and
so it's always gonna have the worst combat probably. But hey, it's got parries, which are tight. Like the dynamics in Bloodborne are fine, but I don't think it's ever gonna feel as good as a Dark Souls game. But we should probably ask Redman about that because he's actually played all that shit.
Redman, we're asking you questions about Dark Souls and Bloodborne. I don't remember what they were.
Yeah, they're gone now.
Hopefully, at some point there will be a Bloodborne 2 just for 60 frames per second. Sony has to do it though because I'm pretty sure they own that IP.
Yeah,
that's the fun you can have whenever you commission a video game for your console.
Oh,
everyone got so hyped over that Bloodborne, or that not Bloodborne 2 teaser at the Game Awards.
I don't like that shit. I wish they would just say what it is. I don't
I'm
care.
pretty sure that's how everyone feels about it.
Well, like, it was cool with Kitchen when you didn't know it was Resident Evil because they
I guess that's cool.
He's like, here's a new IP. Just kidding, Resident Evil 7. LOL. Like, that was tight. Like, that's the right way to do it. Like, fucking.
It was. I think the difference might be with Capcom. It's like there might be something good from Capcom. Like that would be amazing. That would be crazy hype. People seem to be happy with From Software's other games. And I mean, obviously, all they have to do is drop their name on something, and people lose their minds. Their name is the ad. That's what the deal is. The announcement was From Software. Clearly, because there was no game. No, what the fuck? Like, no one knows what the fuck that was. It was probably fucking nothing. I'm always hoping for Tenchu, because I love Tenchu. Tenchu was sick back in the day. It's not going to be Tenchu, but I'm hoping for Tenchu.
Well, my problem with fucking either of those is Tenchu, like, God, I'm not going to have time to play Tenchu. And if it's Bloodborne, like, if it's fucking PlayStation exclusive, like, I don't want to buy a PlayStation Pro so I can play a game at 60 frames per second.
Everyone has time for Tenchu. Tenchu's not an investment. Fucking, like, no, this, like, it's not, that's part of the fun with Tenchu. It's not a Souls investment, because those games are an investment.
Is there an easy way to play Tenchu right now? Like, if I wanted to play Tenchu, can I buy it off the Xbox PlayStation Market?
No, you can't.
Well, fuck my life then.
Yep, those games are like Tenchu 1 and 2, and probably 3 to a slightly lesser extent, are only good if you played them at the time. I don't think they've aged super well. I still love playing them, but if you go back, that they feel like their time. A little tanky, all that kind of shit.
I replayed Resident Evil 4 recently, and even that took a minute. That took a little bit of time to get used to again.
No, it's a thing. And both of those games, Tenchu 1 and Tenchu 2, were on the original PlayStation. And yeah, that's the thing. I don't think that they're easily available. If they are, somebody correct me, because I could be wrong. What the fuck do I know about PlayStation? But those games were fucking fantastic. And Tenchu 1, to me, like, after people started playing Dark Souls and all this shit, and Bloodborne 2 a somewhat lesser extent, mostly Dark Souls, they felt aesthetically very similar. Tenchu 1 and Dark Souls.
That's not too surprising.
And that trailer, to me, felt like it could be Tenchu as well. Like, it had that sort of vibe about it. It'll probably be a new IP, if I had to guess, like Tenchu Souls or some shit like that. Blood Ninjas or some shit. But that's cool too. Ninjas are cool, and those games were really cool stealth games. They were fun ninja simulator stealth games.
They kind of camouflaged in the culture of stuff. Just like there was a lot of games like that at that time. So I think it was just, for me, it was too late. And if I can't go back and play the old ones, there's no way I'm going to play a new Tenchu, man. It's not going to happen.
That's the other thing about Tenchu that I like. Like, fuck the story. Like, if there is a story, it's wonky as hell. With Tenchu, all that there is like, I'm playing as Rikimaru Urayame. It's always the same two fucking characters, and you're always fighting Onikage, who's sick. Onikage is the sickest ass villain in the world. You fight him in every video game, and you do in the Tenchu games. It's like, that's all I need. I'm a fucking ninja. I'm doing stealth kills. I'm gonna fight Onikage in the end. He's being a bitch. He's back. He's gotta go. That's it. That's all you gotta do in Tenchu. It's sick.
Sounds fun. I just feel like it's out of my hands. It's out of my grasp.
It's out of your hands. No. You can't play it. Like I said, if you can, someone let him know.
Final.
But I would put so much money on that not being the case. Like, you can't play it. But it's sick. Tenchu is sick. Oh, man, I would love to see Onikage doing some shit again. He's such a badass. He's like I guess he's kind of like Quan Chi a little bit, but he's so much cooler than Quan Chi. And he's got a cool theme. No one has a cool theme anymore. Fucking Onikage's theme pops on. It's on. Okay. I'm gonna stop.
I'm interested, but you're telling me a lot about a game I can never, ever, ever play, so it's hard to get hyped. It's hard to...
You can find some shit online if you want to watch something, but it's not something that's gonna, like, change your life, probably. Even though all those Onikage fights are kind of sick. And the music is sick when you fight him.
I'm down to buy a PS3 just so I can go back and play a lot of the exclusive market games, but you still can't get a PS3 for under $100, which is fucking bullshit, but that's either here nor there, I guess.
Right. Fuck Sony. Anyway.
Any more questions?
No,
because I probably gotta bail pretty soon.
Yeah. I think we've wrapped it all up. That was a good one. Hope you guys enjoyed those questions.
Yeah, feel free to ask more, guys. This is fun.
Absolutely.
This is always a pleasure.
You have to ask us more questions. You have to, so we can talk about shit.
I particularly like the good questions, but they were all good.
I particularly like the non-Fujin questions.
When's Fujin is not really a question in 2017 anymore. So
it's also one that we often ask ourselves anyway. Like it comes up too often as it is.
I think to date we've never not mentioned Fujin on an episode of The Word and Shrine. I think to date that's been the case.
And this episode is no different.
No, not even close.
Thank you, Smokeman, Redman, and Ishii.
God bless you guys. I love you.
You guys are... is there anything else we gotta say? Alright, cool. Everybody, tell Tip about Tenchu, and tell me some stuff. It'll be fun. Go hit us up in the fucking channel on Discord. I will figure out how to invite you to Discord. I will talk to Cyborg and learn how that works. Use the comment section on YouTube. That shit totally works. I promise. I really read it. Probably.
We do, actually. You're better off posting in the first 2 to 3 weeks, but yes, I do read all that shit.
You have no excuse. It's on you guys now. If we never ask any questions again from you guys, it's your own fault. Yeah, thanks for listening. I think that's all we have to say. Why are you laughing?
It is all your fault. Thanks for listening.
I'm trying so hard to wrap this up in a semi-professional manner, and it's hard.
So far, so good. We're almost there. Let's do it.
All right, guys. Fuck those questions about Fujin.
Do it. Question away.
Thank you very much. We'll talk at you next time. Later, everybody.
Take care, guys.
No.
Throw her guns at the people, and let them bust off their heads. Sorry, my Arkansas came out for a minute there.